Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, I missed you yesterday. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm sore as shit, man. So
Oh,
I didn't tell you before the show because I figured it'd make a great show story. This afternoon I wake up and my son, as I'm waking up, I yell up to the upstairs. I hear him and my wife talking. Say hi, guys. He says, "Dad, I'm making some pizza. You want me to bring you some down?" I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And so he brings me some pizza, and I set it here. I'm like, you know what? My drink needs refilled. So I go to my fridge behind me, and I get a 2 liter. I come fill up my drink, and I go to turn to take it back to the fridge, right? And my legs went And I don't know if you know this, but you can't really argue with your own body. It doesn't work. I've tried many
yeah.
times.
Well, I've tried several times too.
So instead, what happened is I fell hard. I have a toolbox that's sitting right over here because I was using tools out of it the other day and I didn't put it back in its proper place.
And what's the lesson there?
Falling into a toolbox hurts.
Yes. So maybe you should have put it back where it goes.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh, crap.
I have 3 cuts on my left shin and a bruised right knee.
Damn.
But, oh yeah, I fell hard, dude. As I'm falling, I realize I don't have the lid all the way on this 2 liter. Which is still more than half full. So I fall, my whole body seemed to have hit this goddamn toolbox, including my right elbow, which caused the soda to give me a money shot. Right in the face, dude. Just right in the face. It was
so many jokes. Not appropriate.
If this was a recording we were watching of somebody else instead of being my life, it would be fucking hilarious.
I agree, but the fact that you hurt yourself is not funny.
I'll live.
Yeah, it's the principle of the matter, though. You keep doing shit like this.
Real quick, tall person, thanks so much. Who brought cocaine into the White House? I think we all know. Happy National Air Traffic Control Day. Oh, we will get to the cocaine in the White House. I promise. And by the way, thank you for supporting the channel, because with cocaine in the title, I don't think we're going to get monetized this time.
I'm surprised we ever get monetized.
I know, right? Buddha, thank you so very much. Good morning, Monkey. Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. Somebody mentioned that I should invite Beast Boy onto the show. Is Beast Boy even around? I love talking with Beast, but this show probably would have been about half an hour earlier, but because of Beast Boy, it was a little bit late. I was watching one of his latest videos on Tipster. I don't know if you've been following all that stupid nonsense.
I haven't, but his video title intrigued me, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Also, I like his shaved head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I saw really good,
I was like, "What the hell? Didn't he used to have hair? He did used to have hair, right?"
I'm pretty sure. Usually he's got his hood up.
Yeah.
So I don't really pay that close of attention to the people narrating usually.
I swear I've seen hair on his head.
I don't know. I think it's a really good look though with the shaved head. I like that. Oh, yeah. It works really well on him.
Look, if you have a symmetrical head, it works.
Yeah, but I have a big lumpy Irish head. I look like Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I would look like a potato went bad. But yeah, it works on people with nice symmetrical heads. So good on him.
Yeah. But we have a very important question in the chat.
Oh, what's the question?
What were the pizza toppings?
Oh, just pepper. No, actually, it was just cheese. It was just cheese.
Just cheese? Did you get to eat it?
I did, in fact.
Oh, okay, good. So the pizza wasn't injured. That's the important thing here.
No, because in order to get back to the fridge is literally right behind me. So in order to go over there, I had to turn around. And it was actually the turn where my legs went,
Oh.
So I was turned and everything fell away from the pizza. So yeah.
Bonnie Tyler's at fault here. She was like, turn around.
Yes.
Every now and then I get a little bit weak in the legs and I fall down.
Dude, they were just not there. It was gone from the waist down. I couldn't feel shit until I slammed right into that fucking, and then I felt it very well. But and again, I don't want to dwell on that. I just thought it was kind of funny that I got a money shot from a bottle of soda today. All right.
Anything I say is going to get me in trouble. So,
Jack, we got a big mystery on our hands.
oh, I know. But first, thank you, Keldrake. He's got a hood up, a black Klansman. Not that kind of hood. He has a
Mm.
hooded sweatshirt.
No, he's got a hood on that, would make the news call him a thug.
Yeah.
He got that thug sweatshirt on. On Sunday, Jack, the White House had to be temporarily locked down.
It's true. It's true.
Had to be temporarily locked down because a dime bag of Coke was found. And they weren't sure what it was. So out of an abundance of caution, they locked it down in case somebody left, I don't know, a dime bag of anthrax laying around.
You know,
Is
like you do.
Is that something that happens very often, I guess?
I don't know. I think a bunch of Secret Service guys were like, we need to test this, if you know what I mean.
Now, look, we were told that tests confirm. You know what? Hell, let me bring up a story so people have something to look at. I'm not going to read the fucking thing, but at least you have something else to look at because people like that, right, Jack?
Oh, that's what they say.
So there you go. Lab tests show substance found at the White House was cocaine. Shocking with Hunter Biden having been there. Frosted Glass, thank you. You got it in my eye, Step Soda. Exactly.
Now, look, I don't know if you have heard some of the analogies going around, but one of my favorites was the Clue analogies. Have you seen these?
No.
The memes going around? It was Hunter Biden with an 8-ball of Coke in the West Wing.
Yes. Well, my favorite thing about this so far, Jack, and I just responded to one of them over on Twitter, is people going, hey, if it was Hunter, why wouldn't the Secret Service have just covered it up? All right, let's talk
about they're not going to.
Wait, no. Who says they're not right now? Okay, Jack, from what we heard, this is as you're coming into the White House, right?
Uh-huh.
And they said this is a place where visitors of staff come in and they have to drop stuff off. It's not just them, though. Did you know staff have to drop stuff off here, too? Because the areas that they're going into, you're not allowed to have cell phones. If you take a regular tour of the White House, the public tour of the White House, you can bring your cell phone. But if, say, you're actually going into the Oval Office, you're not allowed to bring it.
Yeah. You have to put them in little lockers with like guns and stuff.
No, Jack. You put them in these little cubbies.
Oh, a cubby. Wow, it's
cubby.
Like preschool in there. I would think they'd want them slightly more secured than that, but hey, whatever.
Well, here's my issue with this. If it is in one of these places, you're talking about just entering the White House, it's a place where people drop things off in the White House. You're telling me there's not a camera there?
Oh, I guarantee you there's a camera there. Yeah, I read the Daily Mail article on this, and they said it was a white powdery substance was found in the library of the West Wing.
Yeah, well, where it was found has changed a little bit over the last 24 hours.
They're gonna blame some intern they don't like. They're gonna be like, yeah, that Billy did it. He's a dick.
Eagle says there is cameras. They know who did this. Oh, absolutely. Look, guys, if you believe that they have no idea, you're full of shit. You're lying to yourself.
Now this is going to be an eternal mystery, like the leaker of the Dobbs decision and the pipe bomber on January 6th.
Oh, you know what? I should throw this, the story into chat for everybody else in case they actually do want to read this. I read it earlier today, and I don't really. Oh, you know what? Maybe there's a part I want to point out because this is the part that made me think. Wait a minute, why wasn't there cameras? It says right here, the substance was found near the ground floor entrance to the West Wing. A person familiar with the matter said, the location is where staff-led tours of the White House pass through on their way into the building. Easebees, what's up? How are you? Hunter said it was filed under P for Parmesan cheese. Thank you so much. But this is the important part that they're not paying much attention to. Staff-led tours. This isn't your normal White House tour. This is friends of people who work in the White House get permission to bring in their friends and family to the White House.
Or apparently
but the The really important part there is the entrance to the West Wing. Bullshit that they don't have at least 3 cameras pointed at that.
Oh, exactly.
And they would know exactly who put their hand in which fucking hole. So this is exactly. This is why I say, this is the cover up. This is my theory, Jack. This is my working theory, is that they know exactly who did it. Somebody, I don't want to mention any names, but just for a reference, we'll use a name like Hunter, right? Some guy named Hunter.
Gunter Hayden.
Hunter is coming into the White House, and he's going to see somebody who who could work there? Maybe his dad, right? Maybe his dad works in the White House.
Yeah.
And he has an office where you're not allowed to bring a cell phone. So you pull your cell phone if you're Hunter, and you put it into a little cubby, and you accidentally grab the dime bag. Seriously, Jack, who do we know that has a drug addiction and leaves shit where he's not supposed to? I feel like there's
I don't
somebody.
know. I can't think of anyone.
I feel like there's somebody closely tied to the White House who fits that description.
Well, I was going to go with a cousin of mine, but yeah, that's
fair.
No,
in this case, look, if it's not Hunter Biden, it might not be Hunter. Okay, guys, it might not. That's still a possibility. But if we're looking at the facts as we know them, we know Hunter Biden was at the White House on, I want to say it was Friday, because the whole family got together and went to Camp David.
Yeah.
So he was there. And suddenly on Sunday, they just happened to find this bag of Coke in there. And they said it was found during a routine checkup. But how often do they actually check? Routine could be once a week, Jack.
Yeah. Who knows?
I think it's Hunter's, and I think they know it's Hunter's.
Yeah, and they're going to cover it up. And even if it is his, they're going to be like, "Oh, it's not what we thought it was. It was it was just some, baking soda. The lab test was corrupted."
It could be somebody else's. It could be, I don't know, Corinne Jean-Pierre's.
That'd be funny.
All right, I just want to be perfectly honest with everybody. I have no doubt that there's cocaine in the White House 24/7. I'm 100% sure somebody has coke there at all hours of the day, Jack.
Oh, probably. It's probably that good CIA stuff too.
Sure, yeah, I'm fairly certain, especially in the Biden White House, the chief of staff is probably high constantly. And that's the issue, is not just that they had, it's that how the fuck do you leave your cocaine like that? Jack, it's not Hunter's. He does crack, not coke. He used to do crack. We also have some information that he might have switched to meth for a while, but he's got his new teeth, right? So you switch to the big boy drugs. He's got the Chinese money now.
Yeah, he's probably got Chinese cocaine too.
Yeah, he's got the good stuff now. He can afford it because of his daddy's name. Remember back when he got on the crack? That was back when he was poor, man. The Biden family went the poorest in Congress, right? He wasn't trading on his family name then. That's when he had to do the street level crack. But he just moved up to a better class. Anyway, I don't know that it's him. It could be any one of those guys, and I would not be surprised to find out who it is. But I do not believe for 1 second that the Secret Service didn't know by at least Monday whose coke that was.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to demonstrate a video of my suspect.
Okay.
The first link there, if you would, please.
All right. Let's bring that up. What we got here? Oh. All right. So what we see here is Jill and Hunter and somebody holding a kid that's probably Hunter's that he doesn't, claim. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just some rando kid.
Oh, wait. Where'd that music come from?
I don't know.
Let's try that again without that shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Oh man, everything. I'm so hot. Oh, woo! I got so much energy. Oh, my teeth itch. Oh, I gotta go over here.
And rubs his nose, which by the way, he is recorded doing several times that day. There's another clip of this where he's headed the other way towards the children,
Hmm.
doing the same thing. And weirdly, he brings his one hand up to the nose and then wipes it with the other. Now, is that proof he was doing coke? Nah. Was it
No, it's just
Hunter?
weird.
Was it Hunter's coke? Yeah, let's be honest.
Uh, I would say the likelihood is in the high 90s.
I mean, if you're playing the odds, Jack, and I'm somebody who plays the odds, it's likely his.
Yeah, I'm going to leave a 5% leeway that it may have been planted by Carmen San Diego.
Oh yeah,
Beyond that,
sure.
Hunter's my suspect.
Hunter's my lead suspect, and I leave leeway, Jack, for the fact that I would not be shocked anybody working at the White House is high constantly.
Right?
When I worked at Walmart one time, I told you one of the door greeters was a retarded guy, sweetest guy in the world. But there were a couple of things where he would come over to me just panic. Like there was a guy, he was doing he concealed carry, but he'd unzipped his jacket so you could see his holster and gun. And this guy runs over me. He's got a gun. I'm like, did he pull it out? He's like, no, like just ignore him. The guy had been in the store many times with his gun. We all knew he had it, no big deal. But he comes over to me one night. He goes, Frank, I don't know what this is. And he pulls out a fucking freezer bag full of pot. This bag was easily 3/4 stuffed full. And somebody dropped it on their way out of Walmart.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll take it. And I call the security guy over. I'm like, what do we do? He goes, we just flush it and call the police and let them know because that's what they tell them to do.
See, our security team was a little different. They would dispose of it, air quotes. They would put up the little air quotes with their fingers. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Yeah, you're gonna go smoke it. Shut up.
No, in this case, I was there as we flushed it, and I just was laughing. So I'm like, somebody's gonna have a very bad night.
Oh my god, yeah. They lost their weed and all the money they spent on it. Who takes that shit into the store with them? That's just reckless.
I ask this all the time because I did become one of the people that they leaned on. Because if you're doing stops and stuff as the Walmart security, at least when I worked there, you had to have somebody in management. And while I wasn't technically a salaried manager, we were high enough that I had to go sit with a lot of this shit. And you'd be amazed how many of these fucking retards come into Walmart and steal. And then when the police get there and search them, have drugs on them.
Yeah, we busted this lady back before they put it behind the counter, but getting packs of pseudoephedrine.
Mm-hmm.
She would take them all the pills out of the boxes of NyQuil and shit like that. And she had her purse full of them. I think there were 60 some packages of 12.
Damn.
And she was kind of cute too, but obviously a meth head who was probably cooking or getting it for a dealer. Don't know. But they caught her, of course. And I was out in the hallway doing something right next to the office. And the boss was in there with her and one of the managers, and she's like, look, just let me go and I'll blow all of you. And I heard that. I'm like trying not to laugh. And then the door immediately opens and my boss is big fat dude's like, Jack, get in here. We need another ice balls.
Yep.
I don't want to be involved in this. But yeah, she offered to blow everyone.
My first stop ever was these two guys who were stealing cough medicine. They had like 15 bottles that they were trying to steal, and they get stopped. And our AP guy, he's like, "Why are you taking this?" And the guy who's sitting on the right because they sit next to each other as they have this little interrogation. And the guy on the right, he's like, he keeps coughing. He's got a really bad cough, and we just couldn't afford it.
Right.
15 bottles. That guy didn't cough one time we were there. Not even smoker's cough, dude.
Of course not.
But the AP guy, he asked me, do you have anything else on you that I should know about? He goes, because we're calling the police on this one. We have to. He always told people that he might not call the police.
And then did it anyway.
And then did it anyway.
Yeah, we used to do that too.
But with this guy, he was just flat out, we are calling the police on this. We have to. Is there anything else? You guys have drugs or anything? Like, nah. Cops get their ass that same question. Dude reaches into his pocket and pulls out a bag of weed. I'm like, why would you bring that into the store?
People are dumb.
And this is before, because like now you can have recreational marijuana, not at the time.
Yeah.
So he got busted with the stealing and having illegal drugs. Good job.
So some people just lack forethought, and it always amazes me on that.
It's amazing how many of them are drug addicts.
Well, yeah, I mean that probably shouldn't, but I know you're being rhetorical there, but every now and then you're just like, wow, that's dumb even for you. You know?
Right. So, Jack, it is a mystery because we don't know, but you sticking with your 95% Hunter?
Yes, and 5% Carmen Sandiego.
And I got 95% Hunter and 5% literally anybody who works in the White House. Maybe even Secret Service. The real question is not why they're not covering it up. It's why they told anybody in the first place.
I have a feeling it's somebody that hates Biden that works on Secret Service, and they leaked it on purpose.
I actually have a different theory. They locked down the White House, and they had to have a reason.
Yeah. Well, they might be using this as a way to try and get rid of Biden and get him to resign. Because, I mean, look how much worse he's getting.
Well, yeah, there is that. But something like this, I don't think hurts him as much. He's old. It's not like he gives a shit about Hunter anyway. He's just, the last boy standing. His good son died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad as that.
Yeah. I mean, any child dying sucks, but when the one you like died and the other one's still there, I mean, what are you going to
do? Real quick, for some reason my chat's not working. But thank you, Dixie Rose, for that double feminist donation. How much do you want to bet that the reason Hunter ain't acknowledging the little girl is because she won't let dad sniff her hair? 65, 70%.
The way they're treating that little girl is just sad. Even if Hunter wants to go, look, I'm not going to be in her life. It's still your child, and the whole Biden name, not letting this child have the Biden name. One, in the long run, that might work out for the child.
Probably.
But in the short term, she's entitled to some money. I mean, the Chinese are throwing it to all the Bidens, and she should get her cut.
Hey, she got one of his best paintings.
Yes. The one she got to pick out too.
No,
being a child and having a famous dad like that, and having the whole world know that the only thing your dad cared about was to let you pick one of his shitty paintings,
and that you couldn't have his name.
That he's not even making an effort to be in the kid's life. Right. He didn't like for custody or anything.
Nope. In fact, he got his child support reduced.
He did. He got his child support reduced. We didn't talk about that when we discussed the case the other day, because it had been $20,000 a month, and they reduced it to $5,000.
I don't know if they reduced it by $5,000 or to $5,000.
It was $2,500.
Oh, jeez, yeah. That's pathetic.
That's still $5,000 a month.
Yeah, but still, I mean, from $20,000
from her multi-millionaire father.
Yeah, these people are just evil.
Yeah,
they're just bad people.
Look, he wasn't married at the time. He knocked up a stripper. It's not that big of a deal. He was with his brother's widow, but they weren't married.
Yeah, and that stripper wasn't that bad looking compared to some of the chicks that he's been around.
You banged a stripper and knocked her up. That's your kid, man. Yeah. Take care of your fucking child, you piece of shit.
Yeah, grow up, dude. You're rich. You can fucking afford it.
Invite her to the White House, for fuck's sake. You guys just had the family thing at the White House on the 4th of July where you guys have a fucking concert and bring in people to sing. Did she get an invite? The family went to Camp David. Was she there? Thank you, Easebees. And I know it's easy beasy, but for those of you who are new around here, I don't pronounce names right. Any opinion about Josh Miller, Ohio, keying a car? Why does that sound familiar? I can't speak on it right off just because the name is not as familiar. I know there was a car keying incident in the news recently. But thank you for the donation. Yeah, this one I'll have to get back to you on because I don't remember enough. I hate when that happens, Jack, where I have a vague recollection of reading something.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's not anything that important to me. Did you see what they're doing in is it Pennsylvania? Now I gotta find it again.
While you're looking that up, thank you, Comrade Kitty. Someone was cooking meth in shaker method at my Walmart and had it hidden in pants. One wrong move and pegged leg methy. Wow. That's bold, man. That's a good way to lose a limb for sure. I've seen mobile meth labs. They busted one when I was in Columbus, and it was like on the freeway. They're driving around trying to cook meth. I'm like, you people are insane. They weren't even doing it in like a mobile home or like an RV. They were doing it in a minivan, and they've busted them in like regular cars. Like, you people are dumb.
You ever know anybody got busted selling meth?
Not selling meth, but I do know some people that got busted for having it and doing dumb shit.
A chick that used to work for my wife, who was a good kid at one time. Her and her husband got busted for making meth in their house, where they had 2 young children, by the way. So the 2 children get taken away, of course. Dad goes to prison for like 4 years. She went to county for like 2 months. Ain't that some shit? She just said, he made me do it and got out of it.
Yeah,
Ain't that
that's
some,
usually how it works for women.
oh, like, come on, you were involved in it. They were also both meth addicts, if that doesn't blow your mind.
Oh, hold on. Oh my god, I'm shocked. There you go.
Oh,
That's as good as you get today.
I'm 9 years sober. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Look, anybody who makes that choice to better themselves and not do whatever it is that they used to do, whether it's gambling, drinking, drugs, good on you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's a daily struggle for some people. Some people it's easier than others, but you know what? That is not easy to quit because quitting is the hardest thing. And a lot of times you have to really hit rock bottom.
And your brain kind of gets trained to need this stuff.
Yeah.
So anytime, yeah, always be proud of that stuff. And not saying you weren't, but that's a rough way to go. What I don't respect, Jack, is people who quit and quit and quit and quit. And after a while, it's like, I'm not telling you good job anymore. This is like fourth relapse in a week. That's you haven't actually quit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Amberlyn Reed quitting soda for 4 days and then like
Yeah.
celebrating with a Diet Coke.
And eventually that's the kind of person you just got to cut loose. Now I know people, oh, you can't. Yeah, it is really the way you do it because otherwise they're just going to make you miserable.
Yeah. I looked this Josh Miller thing up.
Okay.
Rhode Island State Senator Joshua Miller charged with keying card that displayed Biden sucks bumper sticker.
Yes. Because there's a picture of him. Doesn't he have like curly hair?
No, he looks like some creepy old dude.
Let me see. Now I got to look him up.
Hang on, I got his picture right here. Let me just switch tabs.
That's not the person I think it is. Sorry. Let me. You haven't brought it up yet.
I'm trying to. It won't do. I'm clicking the button and nothing's happening. This is him here.
Yeah. Okay. I did see story. Now, see, this is not the picture I'd seen of him. Oh, his hair's a lot whiter than the pictures I'd seen of him.
Well, this is clearly a mugshot too, so he probably dyed his hair.
Sure. But it's amazing how many of these politicians, when you look up their picture, it's always their younger picture instead of what they look like now.
Oh, of course. It's a John Edwards ego trip. What gets me though, I can stop sharing that.
I hope he goes to jail for it. It's misdemeanor, probably. Well, it depends on the body damage that was done. I
Uh,
hope he pays for his crime.
yeah, absolutely. He's 69 years old, and I think you're a little too old to be doing this shit. But he did this to a Nissan Pathfinder that had the owner and a passenger still in it.
He probably needs some mental health. He needs to go in an asylum.
He needs to pay attention to his surroundings because the guy's dumb.
No, see, you say dumb, and I say he did it knowing they were in there.
Oh, that's fair.
The kind of people who do that are petty as fuck. And yeah, I have no doubt he knew they were there. That way they knew, who's going to catch him, right? Dumbass. Anyhow, why did we look at a child molester? We don't know that he's a child molester. He just looks like one. He's a car keyer. Anyway, Jack, Pennsylvania. Out there in Pennsylvania, they have speaking of Josh Shapiro as their governor. And old Josh, when he ran for governor, he said that he was for vouchers and such to help the kids out,
No, of course. Oh, yeah. I'm going to help the children. Pff, you're a Democrat.
Schooling. Well, the state Senate passed a bill that has $100 million in it for this. $100 million. Josh has had a slight change of heart. Last Friday, the Senate passed a responsible budget that delivers critical funding to our shared priorities and sent it to the House for its consideration. Now we stand at an impasse largely over one provision of this budget, past scholarships, a proposal that I support that has been passed by the Senate, but one that Leader Bradford has made clear he does not have the support of the House, where it was voted down in committee on Friday. So what this goes on to say basically is he's line item vetoing that specific thing. So this critical budget with this very important thing that he ran on, by the way, he's just giving into the Democrats because they won't in any way concede. I know a lot of people who support line item vetoes. They think it'll be a great thing because you can get rid of pork and shit in a bill. But that's not how it would work. It would work just like this.
Yeah.
It would be an extortion thing. Get rid of that thing or we're not passing it. This is a fucking abuse of power, in my opinion. What he should
and he's a liar, obviously.
Yeah, what he should have done is told him, get your asses back to work, make a deal, and we'll look at signing it at that point.
Yeah.
No, but this guy completely bitches out. Completely bitches out. Pennsylvania, you guys know how to pick them.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's a fucked up state. I feel bad for the people that live there.
Gutenberg, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? I don't know if Gut still lives in Pennsylvania. I'm imagining he does. But yeah, so they get this funding for this stuff, which helps kids. You know what my governor's doing to help kids, Jack?
Letting them do slave labor at her second house with her husband?
No, that's what she has the illegals here for.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, the illegals come up and do yard work and stuff, man. Especially around this time of year when the cherry festival's going on and the cherry picking season's coming.
Oh. Don't you have Somalis in Dearborn for that?
No, typically we still get the migrants coming all the way down from the border.
Oh, weird.
I was shocked the first time I saw them. Like, what the fuck are Mexicans doing in Michigan? And the guy told me, he goes, "Oh yeah, we're migrants. We go around and do the different harvests, and it's the cherry season." I'm like, really? He goes, "Yeah, all right."
Wow.
Like, you realize this is Michigan?
Yeah, winter's gonna be harsh if you stay. So,
yeah, no, my governor's decided that no child should be left behind when it comes to school lunches. This is how she put this crap out. Fucking bitch. Grocery bill savings without clipping coupons? Yes, please. Our budget helps lower the cost of a family's grocery bill by providing free breakfast and lunch to every K through 12 student in Michigan. Let's keep investing in our kids' future.
Why is she doing this? It's gonna skyrocket the cost of the free lunch program.
No, dude, we're going to save money on our grocery bills.
Yeah, because what? All the middle class and rich kids now get free lunch too?
Yes, I'm
That's
glad you picked up on that because that is my complaint with this.
yeah, that's dumb as shit. That's the first thing I thought of. Oh my god, that's so fucking stupid. Hey, real fast. Thank you, Travis Gardner. Bill de Blasio, former New York City mayor, and guy that doesn't like people with a little hat, said that his wife wants to see other people. Do I have a shot with her? Well, she banged that troll, so yeah, but I don't know if you want those sloppy seconds.
Depends. How anti-Semitic are you?
Yeah, maybe you have to wear a
She
yarmulke while you're banging her.
she likes them to be Jew haters. Thank you, Frank, who says Philly, Harrisburg, and Pittsburgh mess it all up, or mess it up for all. And Keldrick, thank you. The children yearn for the mines. Let them earn their food. Thank you, gentlemen.
I agree. That's why they're called miners, because they love the mines.
Indeed, indeed. I don't have a problem with helping poor people out, Jack. Never have.
As
Free and
long as it's not
reduced
being abused, yes.
free and reduced lunch. We had those most of my childhood, Jack. We were poor. And a Navy family with 3 kids, enlisted guy, yeah, you were probably getting free or reduced lunch. I'm not against that. What I am against is just giving it to everybody and then trying to sell this massive increase in taxes as though we're all saving money. My taxes are going to go up. Don't worry, my grocery bill will go down. Wonderful.
Yeah, how's your grocery bill going to go down? You don't have any kids in school. You're just paying for this.
Yep. Most people are just paying for this.
Wow.
Everybody without kids is just paying for this. And again, I don't mind that if it's people who need the help. But this isn't just for people who need the help. This is everybody. Some kid whose dad makes $1 million a year is getting the same free lunch as some poor kid whose mom can't get anything better than minimum wage. Does that seem right? Now, they should do it properly, Jack. They should do it properly. And since they're not going to make you pay for it based on income, what you get should be based on income. So, like, the rich kids get a nice ham sandwich with all the fixings, and the poor kids, they get a piece of bread. Let these kids know how communism really works.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem I have the most with this is not only is it going to be abused highly, they're going to inflate the price of the meals and all that.
Oh, God, yeah.
This is a back end to give free meals to illegal immigrants.
Oh, sure. I hate this kind of shit. I really do, because this is not what government is for. Government is not there for, and you know, Jack, they talk about, oh, food insecurity. This has been all over our fucking news because they were trying to get this all passed. You know who's not food insecure? Rich kids.
You don't know. You don't know their struggles, monkey.
By the way, do you know the definition of food insecure?
Food makes you nervous.
You would think, but no. They make it sound like, oh my God, this means the kids, they don't know where their next meal's coming from. That's not what it means.
Doesn't it just mean they don't eat lunch?
No, doesn't even mean that. It means that they don't eat their normal meals all the time. So, like, let's say normally your mom makes spaghetti every Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this Friday, she couldn't afford the spaghetti. So instead, you guys had hot dogs and mac and cheese. Food insecure right there.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, you're still eating, but it's not your normal diet. That's what it means.
Fuck, I'm food insecure. I skip meals pretty regular, mostly because I have a messed up schedule. But this is dumb.
Yeah, food insecure does not mean they don't have food. That's just that's why they use that terminology. Because if they were actually saying the kids didn't have food, they'd be lying. Now, again, this doesn't mean that there aren't poor people or There aren't people struggling. Of course there are. But once again, when was the last time, other than child abuse, that a child died of malnutrition in the United States?
It's pretty rare.
Very
But look,
rare.
I have no problem with a hand up. I have a problem with a handout. And this sounds like a handout.
I have no problem with the safety net. It's the safety hammock I don't like.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of that going around these days. Right, illegals?
Me and Jack are both quotable. Just letting you know. Over on the Streamlabs, I like pointing out when we're all sage and shit.
Yeah.
Dark
we're awesome.
Resurrect. Go ahead. I'm sorry, but
I was just pointing out we're awesome.
we really are. We really are. And it doesn't get said enough.
It doesn't, especially by us.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. I don't understand why people want the government to be their dad. I was always raised with the government being known as the weird uncle. You'll take his money when you need it, but you don't want him living in your house. Yeah, I don't want the government being part of my family.
The government's more like a loan shark.
Yes.
You don't want to owe him anything, and you really don't want him nosing around your business. But I see what you're saying. The problem is we have a large percentage of people who don't have dads.
True.
So they're looking for an authority figure that will guide them and protect them. So we have a lot of single women that want to not only replace their father figure, but also a husband because they can't get him. And then that mentality passes down to their kids, sadly.
Retro, thank you so very much for the gifted membership going out to Joshua. Appreciate it, my friend. That's very, very kind. Guys, we've hit over 50 memberships on this channel. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that.
That is awesome.
There's a problem that is, I mean, you're not wrong about what you're saying there, but it goes beyond that because this shit started back when there were more fathers.
Yeah.
Like,
well, but look at what happened since they've instituted this. Marriage rates are declining and no fault divorce kicked in, and that created even more problems.
You have a society that has been taught that the government is there to fix your problems. I mentioned a guy that I was arguing with who's like, how can you run for office not offering to do something for people? And it had never entered his mind that doing something for people could be leaving them the fuck alone. Because the longer a government goes on, the more that they do just become kind of a daddy figure. They'll tell you what you can say, what you can eat, where you can live, how you drive. All of this stuff is happening all over the world. And it's coming to our shores, guys. Unless we tell the government to fuck off. I understand needing help. I do. But it's help. Don't take it as the lifeline that people use it for to be like, this is how I'm living my life from now on.
Yeah, it's help. It's not a lifestyle. You shouldn't get that comfortable with freeloading.
And especially considering it doesn't pay all that well. Get a job. You'll be better off. Get a job. If you have to get two. You got time in your day. Oh, did Monkey say people should have 2 jobs? If you fucking need it to live, yes.
Also, live in your means. Maybe don't buy stuff you don't need.
I've never stopped being amazed by these stories now, but people have to have 2 jobs. I remember when people working 2 or even 3 jobs to make ends meet for their family was something that was celebrated. Look at this hardworking motherfucker. Look what he put himself through for his family. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I had to get a second job. I already worked 16 hours at the coffee place, and now I have to work 4 hours at the library.
Do you know how hard it is to work an 8-hour shift? You gotta sit on the floor at Starbucks and cry.
Now I know there's going to be people like, hey, Monkey, hey. I work hard, and I still can't make ends meet. And you know what? I know that happens.
Of course.
But you are the rarity. You just are. Thank you, Evolved Potato. You know what? Both of you guys are very quotable. Like how Monkey said he just likes beating women. Or how Jack said, I want to go diddle some boys. Just because the quotes are out of context doesn't mean anything.
I think I was talking about James Gunn on that one.
Did I say I just like to beat women on this show?
I think you said that on Lords of the Night.
I've said similar things on the game channel.
Yeah, I remember you saying it, so it had to have been on Lords of the Night or this show, but I'm pretty sure it was Lords.
Who was it? Is it Stunlock who used to quote me saying "fuck baby Jesus"?
Yeah.
It's actually true. I said that, but it is, if you just take it like that, it's completely out of context.
Oh, Evolve says he has a recording.
Really cool. I'm
Bro.
not surprised I said it. I just look, I say so much fucked up shit. I never know where or when I said it.
Yeah, I
It's,
mean, well,
sounds like me.
yeah, we say a lot of things because we're hilarious and we read a lot of fucked up stuff. Real quick though, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. As cheesy as it is, this quote still rings true. The scariest words in the world are "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." That is very true. Because when the government gets involved, get ready to do paperwork and for it to be all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, that's a Reagan quote. He had if you guys have never watched Reagan's speeches and you got some time, just go watch one of them. He gave great speeches. He was a very good orator.
He had a good sense of humor.
He did. He had a really good sense of humor. And him and his speech writers, because Reagan was known to be very involved in his speeches early on till the dementia starts hitting. They did a really good job at expressing what they wanted to express. We don't have anybody who's quite that way right now. We don't have anybody who can just, maybe Rand Paul, but I've never seen him give a speech. He does very good when he's like doing questioning and stuff,
Yeah.
But most of these guys are so wishy-washy, afraid of offending somebody. And I mean that even to somebody like Trump and DeSantis. Trump says a lot of good stuff, not always in the best way.
Yeah.
But he also, I mean, he has capitulated to shit before. The whole grab him by the pussy thing. He's like, I'm so ashamed that I ever said that. What he should have said, it was a fucking joke. It was no big deal. Let it go. It was a joke I was making with this guy. I thought it was funny. I thought he'd laugh. I don't actually grab women by their genitals. And you know what? We've not had any credible people come forward and say Donald Trump just walked up to him and grabbed him by the genitals. Not one. We have the weird lady who said he, put his apparently extra long crooked dick in her while they were standing up and her legs were together. But
gross.
Nobody credible, which is kind of important to that kind of charge. Anyhow,
you'd think.
We need people who push back, and God bless them, both Trump and DeSantis, whether you like them or not. Both of them at least do push back some, but neither of them are in like Reagan's league when it comes to communication. Dixie Rose, thank you so very much for that double feminist $12. I make good money, but I don't slow up when it gets to me. I don't know what you mean by don't slow up.
Well, you don't just give up because things get hard. You power through.
Oh, fuck yeah. You know, the best way to make me work when I was capable of working was to piss me off, because that's how I dealt with it. I would just pour myself into it until I relaxed.
That's when I emptied people's staplers.
That's kind of kind.
I was dick when I worked in an office, man. I would if somebody pissed me off, oh man, they would never find staples ever again. Their pens would be missing the ink because I'd take the ink thing out and just put the cap back on the pen and leave it on their desk.
Nice.
Eventually they did figure out it was me, but I was long gone by then.
Retro says another good Reagan quote is, "We had to invade Grenada because the Russians were trying to steal Christmas." The best
the Russians, of course they were.
The best humorous thing he did was when he was going to do the radio address and announced that we'd gone to war with Russia, or we were nuking Russia. That is a bold joke to make in the middle of the Cold War.
Yeah, especially when you're about to go live and you don't know the camera's hot. Like, whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
That's how you do a whoopsie.
Yeah, if you've never seen that, you should check it out. It's the man had a great sense of humor. Evolved Potato, thank you. You also say some very sexual quotes a lot, like complaining how they wouldn't let you bang Jack real hard, or how you said you'd suck a dick right now if you could. They just wouldn't let you. You take it right up the butt. I like quoting people. Do you have that clip? Because I'm interested. I don't remember what that was about. Again, sounds like something I'd say. Jack, this is how when people, you said this, and I can usually tell whether I did or not just based on whether or not it sounds like something I said. Because there's things I know I won't say. And then there's others, if it's in a humorous context, I will absolutely say it.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah. Most of the time, I have a mild conversation with myself real fast, like, should I say this? And 95% of the time, it turns out, yes, I should. Because I'm fucking funny. All right. Don't care about that. Do I want to talk about that? Nah. Just the Krasensteins again. These two fucking retards are getting on my last nerve, Jack.
Well, I mean,
I might start a jihad against them. What does jihad mean?
It's a card game from the 90s.
I'm gonna start a Jenga against them.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Frank. I have to disagree. His best was when a balloon popped during his speech and he responded with, "You missed." Yes.
That's funny.
Reagan was great. Now, that doesn't mean I agree with all of his policies. Now, I only say that, Jack, because I don't know him. I was young at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But go back and watch his speeches, guys. They're great. It'll make you sad for what we have today. Jihad is a holy crusade. It's a holy war. I mean, a rhetorical one. A rhetorical jihad against these two fucking idiots. Because Ed Krasenstein, in regards to our mystery here at the White House, right?
Mm-hmm.
He writes this tweet. Yes, cocaine was found in the West Wing of the White House. Yes, this is concerning from a security standpoint. He doesn't mention not having cameras being a concern, because that would be my security concern. If this is the people entering the White House and putting stuff down where nobody's going to be looking at it, I would hope that there were cameras there.
I would absolutely hope so. Just for like a HR thing, because somebody's going to steal something at some point. So you'd want a camera on there just so people's stuff doesn't go missing and you have to hear about it all the time.
He then says, no, there's absolutely no evidence it was Hunter Biden, so stop with the ridiculous ideas.
You can't stop me from trying to be funny, bitch.
Donald Camp, thank you. Don't forget the night you said you was daddy. I did say that, but I misspoke. I'm dad. I'm internet dad. It's not a ridiculous idea that the known drug addict might have left the known drug addict who has left shit where it doesn't belong many, many times, that he accidentally left his drugs at the White House. That's not a ridiculous idea. It's the most probable idea.
Oh, no, Monkey. It's totally not possible. Not possible at all. Stop. Get that thought out of your brain.
And even says that, no, this isn't Hunter Biden's fault. Well, what if it was Hunter's? Is it his fault then?
What if it's Jill's?
Could be Jill's. Hey, maybe they're sneaking it to the president, man. I don't know what they're feeding that guy.
Yeah, she sneaked it in her cooter. She's got dusty old lady bits on it. There seems to be some sort of dried up vaginal fluid on there.
What's up, Beast Boy? By the way, good job on that tipster video. I just watched. I missed the last 10 minutes because I was starting the show. No, I watched the whole thing, but I started watching your video that you said, watch this one to see where I called him out and said this was going to happen. I started watching that one, and I still have about 10 minutes to go on it. But enjoying your content, man. Really am. Jack, this next one is an update from last night. Not unexpected, but, no surprise that the feds aren't going to give up their censorship power without a fight. Appeal filed in Missouri versus Biden. This is the case we read about last night, guys, or this morning, whatever the fuck it was. where the government is being sued for their interference with social media companies and thereby American citizens' First Amendment rights,
Mm-hmm.
where the government claims that they weren't in league with these other things, and that it wasn't their fault that they did what they told them to, and then said, even if we did, it doesn't matter anymore because we're not doing it anymore. That's really in that judge's decision. I don't know if you read the whole thing, Jack.
I got kind of bored about a third of the way through.
I skipped all of the parts with the plaintiffs and what their specific complaints were, which took up about 50 of the 155 pages of that decision. But guys, again, this is only the beginning. This is about the injunction to keep the government from doing what the government says that they weren't even doing. Like, hey, you can't tell us to stop that. We're not doing it anymore, and if we were, we didn't do it. It's the weirdest fucking defense. They're throwing everything at the wall, literally saying, "Yeah, we didn't do it. It doesn't matter if we did because we stopped." Did you guys do it or did you stop? Because those two things are very much attached to each other. You can't stop something you didn't start, you silly bitch.
Stop overthinking it, citizen.
This is the government.
We're going to assume you go to PTA meetings.
The government has a legit reason, I'm using air quotes here, for doing some of what they're doing. It's supposed to be looking for terrorists and shit, Jack, not looking to see if you called somebody on Adam Schiff's staff a piece of shit. But that's what they were doing instead. And the government's like, hey, we can't do our job. This is another funny thing. We can't do the legitimate job we have without also stepping over the bounds, even though we've never stepped over the bounds. This is their argument. I'm not kidding. We can't avoid stepping over the bounds, although we haven't done it yet.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
What? Are you guys retarded? Did you
I think they're some of the smartest people around.
Jesus,
please don't shoot me in the back of the head.
But yeah, they are determined, guys, to keep your speech silent. Good on this judge for ruling the way he did. It goes to the appellate court now. We'll see which way it ends up. I don't know what appellate court this goes to. I'm not sure I know where Missouri's appellate court is.
I have no idea.
I don't know which district it's in, but I could see this one going all the way up to the Supreme Court, and we could actually see a major case out. And that's just about the injunction, Jack.
We've seen a lot of major cases coming to the Supreme Court lately,
and a lot of them need to.
Yeah,
they've done some good things there. They've made a few mistakes.
Yeah, it's gonna happen though.
All right, how about just a little humor, Jack?
No,
this is a good one. This is a good one. This is one you shared earlier.
Oh, well, then it must be awesome.
This gentleman on his resume,
I love this,
listed his divorce. Natalie's ex-husband, Boston, Massachusetts, April 2005 through present. Managing considerable emotional distress during legal negotiations. Negotiated, sorted, and distributed furniture and appliance from our old house to her new home. I love that part.
Yeah.
From our old house to her new home. Invented new scheduling technique between our family members to break the news, in which I brought everyone together at once and just kept it real.
Keeping it real is a very important skill set.
Developed new breathing technique to prevent public breakdowns. And finally, learned a valuable lesson. I threw the very in there. I would hire this guy on the spot.
He's got a sense of humor, at least.
He has a sense of humor, so that's very important to me, and I like this. Anyhow, good on him. Gentlemen out there, if you're in that situation and you're looking for a job, try it, see what happens.
I mean, really, what do you have to lose at that point?
Just be careful that it's not somebody's ex-wife that's doing the hiring.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this goes back to the last story we talked about, the update with the Missouri versus Biden case. Matt Tiabi shared a couple of screenshots, and I just want to show one. But says this most dishonest coverage of Missouri versus Biden so far. Washington Post, which implied the ruling would affect enforcement of child sex abuse and terrorism, even though that should be Doherty, I think, specifically excluded crimes and non-protected speech, which he did. But this is the part I want to show you, and it's not even the circled part. I told you this shit would happen. The Donald Trump appointed judge. Didn't I tell you that would become an issue?
Hitler's judge.
It really doesn't matter who appointed these idiots to the bench. And I don't know this judge well enough to, judge him or not, but all of them appoint judges who make good decisions, and all of them appoint judges who make bad decisions. Unless every one of their judges are making bad decisions, just telling us who put them into the place means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just a backhanded way to go, oh, see, they're doing it because they're Trump lovers.
Oh, ultra mega Republic judge.
Meanwhile, Biden's nominating people for judgeships who said that the way you keep communities safe is by letting pedophiles live next to preschools.
Yes.
But worry that this guy's a Donald Trump appointed judge. Now, when it comes to Biden appointed judges right now, I think every one of them should be reviewed. Just from the ones that I've seen, Jack. I haven't even paid attention to all of them.
Yeah.
Just the ones
there's worse ones out there we did see.
The one we saw, the bitch couldn't answer simple questions.
Yeah.
Like anything.
She didn't know what discovery was.
Yeah.
I was like, how are you a judge? Turned out she only had like 6 cases. She lost one to a guy who defended himself.
Yes. She'd had 6 cases. He was nominating her for a federal judgeship. Of her 6 cases, what was it? 2 of them were accident related, I think, and the others were like workman's comp or some shit.
Yeah, it was all petty little stuff.
And she lost one of them to a guy with no law license because she's that good of a lawyer. And Biden wanted to make her a judge. Good luck if you end up in her fucking court.
Right.
But they never miss a chance, especially if they hate the decision. Go by the Trump. If it's a decision they like, they don't tell you it was a Trump appointed judge. Ever. Look for it. All right, let's see. Let's do this one first. CNBC put out a story. Resumes including they, them pronouns are more likely to be overlooked, new report finds. Fair enough. I don't think overlooked is the right word. I think purposefully ignored would be the right phrase there.
Yeah, I believe that's called a selection process.
Yeah. And Blair White said, as they should be, only a narcissist would be making unreasonable demands before they're even hired. And it signals they will not only be a headache, but a huge liability who will likely complain about literally anything. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Jack, if I were still in a hiring position and I saw they, them pronouns written on a fucking resume, I wouldn't hire him. I just wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
That'd be like hiring somebody who on their resume they have listed feminist workshop leader. Fuck no.
Well, just tell me you're going to sue me.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's what that is. I'm going to be a major hassle.
This is what we call an HR liability.
Oh, this person's just going to be a pain in your ass, and everybody else's.
Now, I didn't
They call
see.
me they them. Shut up.
Oh, that's wonderful. This is the picture that they put at the top of this article. This is ridiculous looking. Nice gauging of the ears there. You androgynous woman. That's a chick trying to
Yeah.
look like a dude. Inclusivity shouldn't just be present in the workplace. It should be practiced during the hiring process as well. Is this listed as opinion? Not anywhere I can see. Oh, she got Afro puffs. Look at that. I know you guys probably can't see it because it's really small on your screen, but she got Afro puffs. But unfortunately, non-binary job seekers are facing they should be in an institution. I'm sorry. If you're telling me you're neither male nor female, you're just delusional and should probably be getting severe psychological counseling. According to a new report from business.com, a business resource platform, over 80% of non-binary people believe that identifying as non-binary would hurt their search. Similarly, 51% believe their gender identity has affected their workplace experience very or somewhat negatively. Ryan McGonigal, director of industry research at business.com and author of the report, says these statistics show just how much work there is to do around diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in the workplace. Jack, I don't know if you listened to when I purposefully overly enunciated the word believe.
Mm-hmm.
But this is whiners who are saying, I believe this is what happened. Do you have any proof of that? It just felt that way.
Oh, feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Maybe it's because they are obnoxious and they were probably correcting people at the interview and they dressed like a fucking homeless person. Yeah, I imagine there were several key indicators.
Or Jack, maybe it's this. Maybe many people don't get the jobs that they apply for and they just move on and keep going until they get one and they don't take it personally.
And a lot of times younger people have a bad habit of applying for positions higher than they're actually qualified for because they insist on more money because they think they're so valuable. And that's not the case. Sometimes you have to start entry level and work your way up. Maybe that means working in the mailroom. Maybe that means working in a lower position, a starter job. Oh my gosh, you actually have to work for what you want. Oh, life's hard.
The fact that they're saying this, that 80% of them believe that they've been, and it's not even that they have been, it's that they would be hurt by it. This whole sentence, a business resource platform, over 80% of non-binary peoples believe that identifying as non-binary would hurt their job chances. That doesn't mean it's even happened yet, Jack. This is them using some Miss Cleo shit on being discriminated against.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild that that's listed as a statistic. I mean, I guess technically it's a statistic, but it's fucking meaningless. Keldrick, thank you. Non-binary. No wonder they're having trouble getting jobs. The computers can't speak their language. Oh, you'd be surprised what they can do with computers these days.
Nah, it speaks only in binary code, monkey.
This whole thing is their imagination. It's literally their fucking imagination.
Look, they have to be victims, monkey. They are oppressed. They are deeply, deeply oppressed. How dare you minimize their lived experience in their head that doesn't apply anywhere else? You monster.
I mean, anyhow, that's what's being reported as news on CNBC. All right, sure, why not? These people think this might be happening. Well, I guess it must be happening.
Ian's got a good point. I'm amazed they're actually looking for jobs.
Well, no, Ian, remember, this is that might or it would. in the future, they believe it will hurt them. They haven't even applied yet.
Well, why try? They should just get on the government dole.
That 80% is people who, by the wording there, haven't even looked for a job yet.
I don't know, man.
They're so oppressed. All right. Let's take a look at this one. This fucking retard. Dave Leavitt, I think is how you say his name. Levitt, I'm not sure. He's the guy from the Target video over the toothbrush guys.
Yeah.
There's 2 tweets here that somebody asked him about. He says enough is enough, make vaccines mandatory. And then the other one, he says the only person who should have control over your personal medical decisions is you, not politicians, you. Now, those things seem contradictory, Jack, because getting a vaccine that they make you get is against you having your own control over personal medical decisions.
Yeah, my bodily autonomy, my choice. Right? That's how this works.
You would think, but here's how he responds to this. People with low intelligence get easily confused, and with this, I agree with him because he does seem confused here.
Yes, that's very true.
It is in fact possible to believe that people should be vaccinated, and also that women should have the right to an abortion. You didn't say people should get vaccinated. You said it should be mandatory. That's where you confused, retard. This guy's a dirty prick. I hate this man.
Yeah, he's a bad person. He's very disingenuous.
He's a bad person, and he's a fucking retard.
Did you see the other thing he was doing?
No, it's the only one I saw today.
Oh my gosh. Hang on. I'm going to have to find it. Oh, I missed AP's show. Whoops. Yeah, so I want you to look at this link I'm going to give you. And then Reseth responded to it, and she's funny.
All right. I'm just going to bring it straight on the screen without reading it, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, be careful when you are reading it. It's got the C word.
Oh, fuck it. I don't care. Cunt. There we go. We got it out of the way.
All righty. Now that we've said it, now that your daughter played that for her kid.
I did see this. You dirty bitch. Says apparently it's okay to call people a cunt on Twitter. Elon Musk, you want everyone calling you a cunt? Please fix this. And he said, hello. This is a response from Twitter where he tried to get somebody in trouble. Thank you for reporting this. We've opened a case and are investigating. Dave, leave it. You're a cunt. We get it. No need to advertise as such every day. And then they gave him a reference number. And then they responded again. After reviewing the available information, we determined you are a cunt. We determined that there were no violations of Twitter rules in that content you reported. And yet, this is true. This is how they've changed things, where something like that, Jack, back in the long ago, in the before times, you'd get kicked immediately for that.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe he's just being a cunt.
Irate Bear got suspended from Twitter because he called a friend of his a cunt.
Yeah, he's British. That's like every third word for the Brits and the Aussies. That's how they say friend, isn't it?
They were just joking around, and it took him quite a long time to get his account back. Because, oh my goodness, you said the C word. Anyway, yeah, fuck that cunt. I didn't see the reply you're talking about. Who was it?
You probably don't follow her. Reseth replied with "report yourself" because apparently he called Carrie Lake a fucking cunt.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked by that. I mean, he is one of those lefties.
Well, and then after she posted that, Ian Miles Chong said the same thing. Like after she said it, he just took her tweet and made it his own.
All right. I wasn't meaning to get into this tonight, but since you brought him up, Ian Miles Chong is a piece of shit. He is a content thief for sure. But he's also a doxer who got somebody's dog shot. He's
Yeah,
a little grifting piece of shit who will bounce from any community that'll have him. And for some reason, he's accepted everywhere that he goes, and I don't understand it. Fuck that guy. He's dirt.
He's swatted Worski too.
He is a cunt. Yeah, I said doxed. I meant to say swatted. I keep saying that wrong.
Well, I think he's done both.
Yeah, well, I mean, to do one, you kind of got to do the other.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. And he lives in Malaysia, so he gets away with some of the shit that he's been doing. But eventually, it will catch up to him. And good luck in Malaysian courts, shithead.
Oh my God, you do not want to go to court in Malaysia. You definitely don't want to go to jail in Malaysia.
He is a piece of garbage. He's a cunt. Anyhow, all right, Jack, it's time for it.
Oh no,
it's time for Anna Kasparian. Oh, Anna's she caused a situation, Jack. Now,
it's a situation.
I don't get to see her tweet because she's still mad at me for something I said to her a long time ago. I have no fucking idea what. But she's having a revelation right now. And it's kind of funny because she's going through the Rubin experience. Dave Rubin used to be a pretty left guy. And he still has some left policies that he believes in and stuff, Jack. But he was a young Turk. He was on the show with those guys. And then he just disagreed with them on one thing. And he realized suddenly there were no friends left. They all abandoned him. And he's like, this doesn't make any sense. And it opened his eyes to how fucking evil the left is in their current form here in the United States, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, Anna got a little upset with the whole front hole or whatever the fuck they're calling it.
Bonus hole.
The bonus hole. I think with her it was it the breastfeeders? I forget.
They're chest feeders. Thank you. You
no, those are the dudes.
Oh, okay.
Who, by the way, are not actually chest feeding. They're just letting a baby suck on their nipple, which is disgusting.
I have an article about that coming up later.
That's, in my opinion, pedophilic.
Absolutely.
Birthing person, is that the one that it was?
Oh, yeah, it might have been birthing person.
Yeah, she got annoyed at one of the euphemisms for woman because we can't just say woman anymore.
No, they're bonus hole bearers.
They're the dirty breeders.
Yeah, filthy breeders.
Although men with biological vaginas that they were born with can somehow have babies.
Look, you just keep your nuance and hate facts to yourself, mister.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Keldrick. Imagine complaining to Elon Musk about being insulted. Elon Musk, the guy that half of Twitter hates and thinks is basically Hitler. Imagine trying to farm sympathy like that. Yeah, it's pathetic. Not only is it like running to daddy, but it's also kind of pathetic because you're a big tattletale.
And all you've done is shown that you're the one who's offended by the word cunt. Or by being called the word cunt.
It's not like everybody called him that. One person did. Like, quit your belly aching, you baby. We've been calling that in our own chat.
Look, man, I think the way he wrote that and everything, he's asking for people to call him that. I don't do it, guys. I don't.
No,
don't
he wants the victim cred. He wants to cry victim.
But he might as well have tweeted, "Please call me a cunt." Anyhow, back to Anna. So Anna, she has this this moment where she's like, "No, this is not okay. Look, I'm liberal. I agree with a lot of this stuff, equal rights and shit. But you can't take women away. We still exist. We are a thing."
Are you?
Well, not anymore. So anyway, Anna goes on the show with Adam Friended and Sitch. I forget what they call their show. Really long show they do like once a week. If they're still I haven't watched them in forever, Jack. Last time I saw them, they were doing like 8 to 12 hour shows once a week.
Yeah.
I can't watch that long. Sorry.
I don't watch them. I'm just not a fan.
But I'm a big fan of Adam. I'm gonna leave it at that. I like Adam. Me and him have gotten along for a long time, going all the way back to his anti-SJW days. I think he's a decent guy. I disagree with him now and then, but we've always gotten along very well. Anyhow, so Anna goes on their show the other day. I don't know if this was this last week or the week before. I'm not sure when the date is from this, but we need to watch the opening when she comes on, and well, this happens.
And we have questions on these, but
Mhm.
I'll let Sitch. I don't know. Do you have anything that you want to ask before we get started?
So yeah, it turns out that Anna is a massive fan of our program. She's seen every episode, just huge fan, right?
Well, okay, so I happened to come across a video you guys did about me. It was
All right, stop, Anna. You watch everything that's done about you.
Yeah. Also, can I point out how shitty this is of her to frame this image that way? She's implying that she goes in and does stuff in that kitchen. She's a feminist. She doesn't cook her own food.
I just love how she has the oversaturation of the white light on her face.
Yeah, it helps hide the wrinkles.
Yeah, it makes you look younger.
Remember, makeup is a foundation of lies.
Yeah.
It's built on a foundation of lies. That's why they call it foundation.
But yeah, Anna, please stop pretending that you just happened to come across it.
Yeah,
you
it's just a coinky ding monkey.
Yeah. If you mention Anna's name, she's like Bloody Mary. She's going to show up. You don't even have to say it 3 times.
Nose first.
All right.
the stream on I hate to name names, but you guys were covering the leftist mafia and their insane gaslighting video about me. And
that right there is what caused most of the ruckus. The leftist mafia and their insane gaslighting video about me. One, that's not really bad to say because they have gaslighted the shit out of her on the whole trans woman thing.
Yeah, that's true.
They really have. And look, guys, I'm not a fan of Anna Kasparian, but I'm not going to let her just be dragged when she's not done anything the way I would with anybody else. She's not wrong in this case. And she can be wrong on 99% of things, but in this 1%, she is right. And the way that they're treating her is exactly why we warn you guys about the left. It is a fucking church. It is a cult. And if you speak out and anything that goes against the covenants of that church, you are a blasphemer. And you are to be exiled.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, Jack, they mix in some communism there because they first try to do the struggle sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And if the struggle sessions don't work, then you're gone. If the struggle sessions do work, that goes in your file for later, just in case they need it.
Because then they know they could constantly bully you into submission.
Yeah. Or use it to tear you down if they decide they're finally done with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you guys were the only ones, as far as I could see, that actually did a good job in highlighting how badly they were gaslighting me.
I haven't seen that video, but now I want to. I'm not familiar with that, but we saw people doing it all over the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I thank you for doing that because, you know, when everyone around you, everyone who alleges to be your friends, tells you something you know isn't true, but they keep repeating it to you over and over again, you start asking yourself, like, am I the crazy one?
What the struggle session, Jack? That's what she's describing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just you have it wrong. You need to correct your thinking. And she's like, but I know I'm right here. Not. And this is what I told you guys last night. I don't give a fuck if everybody thinks I'm wrong when I know I'm right. Jack, you ever have people look at you and go, nobody agrees with you?
Oh yeah, several times.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with that.
So I tell them, like, I don't give a fuck how many people agree with me. I'm right.
I would like to tell a quick anecdote if you don't mind.
Please.
My computer science class in college, where we learned how to save an image, we actually spent like 3 days on that because the class didn't get it. That's how old this story is. The professor, who was this really nice guy, kind of lazy and didn't really show up on time, he gave us an option. He said, I could do 50 questions at 2 points apiece for the final exam, or I could do 100 questions at 1 point apiece. And I was sitting there thinking, I've seen what you taught us over the semester. There's no way you're going to have 100 questions. No fucking way. So I voted for 100. There were like 5 of us. And this guy in the back was like, recount. And he starts berating everybody that voted for 100. I ended up being the last holdout. And he's like, we're going to have to count again. And I held out. I was like, no, we're doing 100. There's no way we're going to get hard questions. There has to be 100 of these things. And I knew how lazy the professor is. I didn't say that. But I knew he was just going to half-ass grading. So he's going to be like, yeah, all right, whatever. That's good enough. Yeah, and I won. And I got so much shit for that. And you know what? He gave us 5 points for putting our fucking name on it because he couldn't come up with 100 fucking questions. And you know how many people passed that class? All but 2.
Was the one in the back one of the failures?
No, but he was
Damn
a
it.
real douchebag. I had another class with him later. I think it was Latin. And that guy was a real asshole. But yeah, I got even with him in a different way. But that's neither here nor there. He is, however, a dude that if you ever hear me tell the story of the washer and dryer tattoo, that's that guy.
All right.
So yeah, but yeah, sometimes being the one outside saying no, we need to do it this way means you're right, and you have to stand your fucking ground. You can't give in to the mob every time. There has to be a line in the sand.
Have these people never seen 12 Angry Men?
Apparently not. But first of all, I don't like that movie. I think it's commie propaganda.
I mean, it kind of is, but the point of standing your ground.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a well done movie. It's just commie propaganda. Yeah, but sometimes you just have to put your foot down and say no further. This is it. You shall not pass. You know, I'm running out of analogies here.
If you really want to get me, going, especially rhetorically, tell me I'm wrong and watch me just beat you to death with why I'm right. It's what I do, Jack. So when people are like, hey, nobody agrees with you, I'm like, give me 10 minutes. Let's see how many people actually agree with me when they know everything. And that's not to say I've never been wrong, Jack. Of course I have. I'm human.
No, but we have been right on a lot of important things. January 6th.
You can't, when you know you're right about something, like Anna here, who seriously, she's just talking basic biology.
Mm-hmm.
Basic biology and grammar. Women, there's no reason to change it anywhere. Women have babies. That's it. They're the only ones who do. They're the only ones who can in the human species.
Well, I do want to whisper into a girl's ear while I'm banging her. I love the feel of your bonus hole.
Monkey's wrong about Footloose. We'll get to Footloose in a little bit. I believe it or not, I have something on Footloose.
Oh man!
Don't worry, we're not going to talk about the movie. It's just related. We'll see. Anyway.
So that I really appreciated that, but you guys have put out a ton of videos about me that have not been friendly or nice, and it's okay. I mean,
wait a second. You've watched all of them talk. Didn't she just say a little bit earlier? Like I just happened to come across, but you guys have put out a ton of stuff that's negative about me. How do you know that, Anna? She watches. There are people who do this. If you mention their name, they will pop up in your mentions.
Yeah.
You don't even have to at them. Just put their name in a tweet or something, and they will pop up.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy to be that obsessed with your own image. I'm sorry. That's just really not healthy.
The only time I've ever looked myself up, Jack, is like to find one of my videos.
Yeah, that's different though. You're not.
Yeah, or to find a tweet that I did. It's never been like, who's talking about Ranting Monkey right now? I can't imagine being that insecure about myself. Anyhow, let's finish Anna real quick like they're trying to.
I mean, I can be a good sport about it, and I do think that you guys raised a few valid points, and I just need to be willing to accept where I was wrong and where people are critiquing from good faith. Like you guys have a little bit of an edgy.
Let's leave it there. I mean, there's like a second left. But did you see what happened right there, Jack? We just saw a major change in Anna Kasparian. This is her. Okay, you guys are right. I've made some mistakes. Can you imagine I'm better than you saying that 2 years ago?
No. No,
This
she
is
was too entrenched.
Yes. And what happened? She had to get beaten by her side the way that they do to everybody else. Part of the mob that she's been part of before, turning on her. Which leads me to this guy who I don't even fucking know. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. They're an asshole. They write for Daily Beast occasionally, apparently. And they have something to say about this Anna situation, Jack. They have a lot to say about this Anna situation. Anna Kasparian is following a familiar path from out and loud progressive to both sides freedom fighter, and it won't be long before she becomes an I am the only true liberal who also guests on Fox News. What binds all these people who do it? They never prioritize solidarity.
Oh, fuck off. Anna's toed the party line for years. She just disagrees about a couple little things. She hasn't changed that much.
No.
That's ridiculous. Sometimes people don't change. The world around them changes.
But what did I say about blasphemy?
Yeah. Oh,
She's
yeah.
a blasphemer.
This is absolutely a religion. It's communism. It's a secular religion.
I want to scroll down to this one. An inner version of the idea that all people are deserving of being uplifted no matter what, no matter the short-term gains of ignoring them, no matter how much rhetoric is flying around, keeps us focused. It also keeps us humble and determined to listen. Have you noticed leftists being humble?
No.
I just want to point out one part of this, though. All people are deserving of being uplifted, no matter the cost. All people.
All people like Jeffrey Dahmer, Timothy McVeigh, Goebbels,
Child molesters, rapists, thieves.
Dr. Mengele.
Yeah. Hitler is worthy of being uplifted.
Apparently.
Oh, there's another quote for you.
Evolve's already clipping it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Doesn't that seem a bit vague?
It does, but that's the problem with group identity, group identitarianism. They don't think about how individual examples make them look silly.
I can't imagine being that upset that somebody disagreed with me on something.
I can't either. Look, we disagree with each other on here sometimes. We disagree with our friends in real life. How do you go through life getting angry at anybody that dissents from you? You're going to be a very miserable, lonely person.
By being a narcissistic cunt.
Yeah, but that's a lonely life.
It is, but it's what these people. It is, but it's not, Jack. Because as long as you're towing the line, you get the accolades. They'll love you as long as you're in step.
I guess.
So you get that, and these people get addicted to this shit. All right. Finally tonight, Jack, from me, and then we'll jump over to the stuff you brought. Probably be a long show tonight, guys, because there's quite a few things over there in that side list. Are you good going a little long?
Yeah, I got nothing better to do.
Jack likes it when we go long. Anyway, someone mentioned
penetrative content.
Someone mentioned the movie Footloose since the Texas Senate bill that will actually ban dancing. He meant to say that there is actually one. He just can't type well. According to these GOP faux religious bigots, children, I don't know why he put a fucking period right there. Look, my atrocious not my typing is not the best, but it's not this atrocious. $5 is change. Oh shit, I gotta come over here and refresh that. I feel better about myself when I read things like this because I'm like, at least I know the period goes at the end of a sentence, not the beginning of a new one.
Yeah, but when you're reading it, it fucks you all up. You'll be like stumbling all over the place because you're trying to make sense of it, especially when you're reading out loud.
Okay, I just saw a donation come in from Frosted, but it won't load. Frosted, thank you. I don't know why it won't load up, but I can't read it. We throw it just into regular chat because
did he say some no words?
No, not that I know of, but it should still show up over on my StreamYard or Streamlabs, and it's not. I don't know why.
Oh, that's weird.
But while we're waiting for that, children should not be exposed to dancing as it's somehow against their wrong-headed version of religion. My daughter was in Footloose the musical in high school in Tennessee. The religious bigots in Tennessee actually tried to stop the performance as dancing was against their religious views. How ironic. That is what Footloose is about. They were not successful. Republicans sure want to destroy any enjoyment children may have. You mean with grown men dancing? Never mind. They're all in service to erroneous views of the Bible that less than 10% of Americans subscribe to. The attempt to rebuild America into an American Taliban continues by the Republican Party.
That's pretty hyperbolic. What does this legislation actually say?
It says that children cannot be exposed to live sexual dancing.
Sexual dancing. So
Yep.
you're saying like strippers and burlesque shows and drag queens.
Or live, and he's talking about a movie. Frost said it gave me an error message. I said $5 says Chank does the body snatcher screech at Anna. Probably. Anna's days on the Young Turks are numbered unless she gets back in line.
Probably. Well, maybe she's getting put out to pasture because she's too old for Chank.
Yeah, the guy who wrote this, he should really read the Texas bill. For those of you who are wondering, yeah, it is a bill. It was originally supposed to just be for drag, but they expanded it to sexual dancing. And
they're talking about strip clubs and stuff like that, but risque material, burlesque.
Nah, man, they're talking about Footloose.
No, they're not banning all dancing. I mean, you could still do the waltz. I'm sure you could maybe even do a salsa.
If you have a wedding and somebody dances with the flower girl, you're going to jail. Going to jail. These goddamn religious bigots. It doesn't help your case when you lie about the bill. In fact, all it does is make people think you're a goddamn liar and shouldn't be listened to.
Yeah, but they can't help themselves. Everything's got to be worst case scenario and blown completely out of proportion.
Yeah. So, get ready for that one to be hyperbolically blasted everywhere for a while. They banned dancing like Footloose. No, they didn't. Shut up. You're just wrong. Just saying. By the way, in Footloose, at least the original, I haven't watched the Blasphemy that is the second one. They never actually allowed dancing. They let the kids go to another county to dance.
Yeah, that they didn't fix anything then.
No. Oh, well, they did allow them to go over there knowing they were going to dance. So, but the law was still, you can't dance here.
Wow, it's like the abortion law.
Kind of is.
Oh, so it's county rights kind of thing.
Safety dance. God damn, I hate that song. My
Well,
wife
if your
loves
friends
that song.
don't dance, then they're no friends of mine.
It's the sound of the song, the guy's voice, and the music. It's like somebody's ear raping me. Exclusive cross-dressing gunman behind July 4th Philly bloodbath that left 5 dead is BLM supporter who made chilling Facebook posts about black massacre and evil spirits.
You been following this at all?
No, but that is a lot of fucking shit going on in that headline.
This is fucking crazy, man. It is already disappearing out of the headlines too. And this is big news, so I thought we should cover it, even though it's a little bit disturbing.
I think I found the problem.
What?
Kim Brady Carricker. Who the fuck names their kid Kim Brady?
I don't know.
You're just asking for your kid to be a freak. Stop it. All of this would have been avoided if his mom had any common sense and didn't name him that retarded name.
That's probably the one that was assigned themselves.
Shot dead 4 men and a 15-year-old boy in the King's Session. What is this, a fucking British town? Neighborhood on the eve of 4th of July.
Technically,
He's now in
probably was
custody and
Bridgetown.
he's now in custody and facing multiple murder charges after rampaging through the streets with an AR-15, a handgun, and wearing a ballistic vest. Facebook post from March 2022 show Carricker dressing as a woman, wearing a bra, hooped earrings, and gold bracelet. Oh, I hope there's a picture. I hope there's a picture. Oh, there we go. There's Kim Brady.
Stunning and brave with fetal alcohol syndrome.
I'm not being mean here, but are they a burn victim?
I don't think so. I think that's the result of plastic surgery.
Oh my God.
Just trying to do the duck lips thing.
The only people I've ever seen with those kind of markings on the cheekbones there are people who've actually been burned.
That's acne scars. Like Robert Davi has that. It's acne.
Huh.
Pits, they call them. Pit face. Or like Seal. Remember Seal, the singer?
Oh yeah. But it's not just the way it looks stretched is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
At.
I think that's from like plastic surgery because it looks like cheekbones were altered.
Yeah. The Philadelphia gunman who left 5 dead has been unmasked as a cross-dressing Black Lives Matter supporter who made chilling Facebook posts about evil spirits. Snubber, thank you. The trans defense in the AR-15, I bet this guy thought this would get him off easy because politics. He still might. Kim Brady, Carey, whatever, shot dead 4 men. That's in the top up there. He's now in custody, facing multiple murder charges. The killer's now been revealed to be a computer nerd. It was video games, wasn't it?
Well, probably, monkey. That's what's causing all the problems in France. The video games. Remember, Macron said so.
I saw that. Yeah. This guy used to beat hookers in GTA, and so he went out and slaughtered a bunch of folk.
Well, I mean, hookers aren't real people, are they?
Been revealed to be a computer nerd who was obsessed by firearms, even posting a video a few days ago of children at a gun range. Facebook post from March 2020 show him dressed as a woman 2022, wearing a bra, hooped earrings, and gold bracelet. I mean, you can tell they're wearing a bra there, but that's a shirt. I'm not wrong about that, am I?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about women's clothes.
That goes, I mean, if it goes all the way down to your waist, it's no longer a bra. It's a fucking shirt. I mean, technically, you can see they're wearing a bra because you got a black strap right there. Bad form, honey. He had posted eerie articles to Facebook titled, "How do I know if an evil spirit is following you?" as well as photo of a map listing historic black massacres throughout the U.S. with the caption stating, "We've kept the receipts." All right. Just a prank bra. Nice. City officials held a press conference earlier Tuesday during which they refused to name the suspect and said they were unable to provide any motive for the attack. All right. The victims were named. I'm not going to read them. Before the press conference, police sources confirmed that Philadelphia to the Inquirer that Carricker was the 40-year-old suspect. Family had been enjoying the festivities in the neighborhood when the gunman, wearing a bulletproof vest, wielding an AR-style rifle. Now, is it an AR-style rifle or is it an AR-15? Because earlier they said it was an AR-15.
Well, it was a scary gun, so it was a style. I don't know. They changed their minds on this shit throughout the article. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Tier Alexander. As a lich, I am perfect in every way. I am never wrong. Even if I am, I will outlive all of you, and thus I will win the argument by default. Yo, fuzzball, shiny Bidoof and whatnot. Remember, Jack, you own all the grape Fanta. Awesome. I do like grape Fanta. It is delicious. But thank you, Tier.
I'm just reading through this to see how much we actually need to share of it. We'll throw it into chat with you guys, but it is amazing. Jack, I'm used to seeing these kind of stories all over when they blow up, and I hadn't seen shit about this.
Yeah, it got buried real fast. I actually had this story ready for yesterday, but it's already out of the headlines. Like this article was one of the few that actually covered it in any depth. And wow, crazy situation all around. But we still haven't seen the manifesto from the Nashville shooter, and that one has fallen out of the news cycle long time.
So I had to pop that off there, looking at the stuff that they were sharing. Got to be careful. YouTube, we were not supporting any of the ideas that idiot put up there. That was news. We were just covering it. Just throwing that out there. Not that you guys will pay attention to this part if it does get in trouble.
Yeah,
because you guys are dicks.
They're trying to put some legislation forth to ban ghost guns because they're saying that some of the firearms were ghost guns, and I'm not buying that for a fucking second. But yeah, this is because this came out as being a trans person, it has vanished from the headlines.
Are they pointing out that the handgun fires just as fast as the AR style rifle?
They're not pointing out anything because they don't understand how guns work. Remember, Biden said that pistol braces allow guns to shoot higher caliber rounds.
Yes, yes.
And he botched saying that in even the most general way.
Well, you know what? I think the president should show us how that works. He should get a pistol, a little 9mm, and shove a 50 cal bullet in there and put the brace on there and fire it.
Yeah.
Show us how that works, sir.
Yeah, YouTube 13 pointed out that they're suing Polymer 80 and JSD Supply, who sell kits that allow you to create your own. I gotta avoid certain buzzwords that'll get us in trouble.
No, I get you.
But yeah, they're going after the people that just give you paperwork. It's already been ruled by different courts that that's perfectly legal to sell instructions.
Oh yeah,
but they're still going after them and suing them for this stuff.
Selling instructions, unless it actually becomes illegal, which, by the way, that's going through the courts as well. The ghost gun ban nonsense will probably be overturned. There's a chance that they'll try to pull the Commerce Clause bullshit. We'll see. Has Congress actually ruled on this? United States Congress?
I don't know. But disseminating information being banned, I find that very, very dangerous.
I hear you. But like, if somebody wrote a book on how to properly assemble homemade explosives and where to place it to make a building fall, that they would go to jail for that.
No, Hitman, the book Hitman went through this with Palladium Press. And there was another book, Anarchist Cookbook.
Anarchist Cookbook. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
So that's already been ruled on that, but I don't know about the design specs for firearms. I don't know how that's going to play out. Well, they might try some sneaky bullshit.
How hard would it be to find those specs anyway?
It wouldn't be that difficult. Plus, I mean, they're already all over the internet. You're not going to be able to block it forever. And you could make a shotgun with a lathe. It's not that fucking complicated.
Well, the Japanese prime minister who got shot, that was a homemade gun, right?
Yeah. That guy made what was arguably one of the most primitive guns I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, there was duct tape on that, or electrical tape. I was surprised that thing didn't blow his arm off, honestly.
He is lucky, yeah. I'll be interested to see how the case with those guys goes through. But the ghost gun ban shit to begin with is going to get shot down because it's not illegal to manufacture guns.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's only certain parts of like the receiver that if you order it, it has to be registered. But there's apparently kits for that now too. So I don't know, man. Well, I think this is going to be interesting. But it's amazing how fast a lot of these shooters get memory hold when they have the wrong political beliefs.
Yeah, if they're wearing a dress, it seems to go away quickly. Even the guy who claims to be non-binary who shot up the fat guy who got the shit kicked out of him at that one club where he shot it up. Damn it, somebody help me here. He just pled guilty the other day.
Oh, that Colorado shooter?
It might have been, yeah. He just pled guilty the other day and still claiming, because they're like, oh, he's only doing that to try to get out of stuff. still claiming non-binary. That's never changed.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it.
Oh, why would you want to talk about that? That counter to the narrative.
Baked Alaska. No, not him. Not him. Pulse. Thank you. The Pulse shooter. That's who it was. But Boogie. I mean, kind of looks like him. But yeah, he was just. He hasn't had his sentencing yet, at least not that I've heard. But I think it was last week, the week before, where he finally pled guilty to it. So he's going away for the rest of his life. He's definitely not. I don't even know if it's in a state with the death penalty, but if he's pleading guilty, he's not getting the death penalty. Very few people plead guilty to a capital crime with death as the punishment. Odd, right? All right. Migrant accused of running a stash house. Sorry. Smugglers next to school. I was just immediately reminded of our judge telling us that pedophiles should live next to schools and daycares for the safety of society.
Yeah.
A migrant accused of running stash house for smugglers next to school. A Mexican man allegedly kept 14 foreign nationals from leaving a home in El Paso's Lower Valley because his mom needed money for surgery. Was he ransoming them?
I'm not real clear on that.
Hey, Mickey, how you doing, sweetie?
Hi, Mickey.
A man who allegedly told investigators he supervised a home on behalf of migrant smugglers because he needed money to pay for his mom's surgery is now facing federal charges. Was that in the pamphlet that the Mexican government gave away? If you get caught smuggling people, tell them your mom needed surgery.
I mean, would you be surprised? Because I wouldn't.
U.S. Border Patrol agents last week arrested Omar Eduardo Roman Castorina.
That's a lot of names.
That's not uncommon in the old Hispanic
I know, but
community.
Omar? Really?
Hey.
Isn't that more of a Middle Eastern name?
I don't know. I always thought of Omar as a black name until I learned Middle Easterners had that name. Omar Epps.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Good actor,
Omar
too.
Epps is the only person I've ever known of named Omar until I, got more into reading. So to me, Omar's a black name. Maybe he's a black Mexican. Those exist.
Yeah, that's true.
He admitted to being in the country illegally and caring for 14 unauthorized migrants, illegal immigrants, at a home in the 100 block of North I don't care where. I have a question, Jack. I've been told that our border security is pretty good. By my count, in the first 2 paragraphs of this sentence, we have 15 illegals.
No, they're undocumented Americans. Remember what Eric Adams said?
Oh, I agree. They're Americans. They're North Americans or South Americans, but they're not United States of Americans.
Oh,
yeah.
Hate fact.
The alleged migrant stash house is within walking distance of an elementary school on Alameda Avenue.
What?
Roman allegedly told the arresting agents he made a deal with the man who smuggled him into the United States. It consisted of having him pick up unauthorized migrants near the border wall and not let anyone leave the stash house.
Until they pay the fee.
I'll make you a deal. I need you to kidnap people for me. Deal. All right. Man allegedly said he saw between 50 to 70 migrants who he knew to be in the country illegally come and go from his home and that his job was to take care of them. The defendant stated he agreed to work for the unnamed smuggler because he needed money to pay for his mother's surgery. Roman is now facing charges. Who owns the house?
Biden.
I feel like that should be something you could figure out pretty easily.
Yeah, you would think so.
According to U.S. to the American Immigration Council, Border Patrol or U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents and officers may question the immigration status of those reasonably believed to be in the country illegally. I don't know why anybody would get offended with, are you in the country legally? You guys can all ask me that. I mean, yeah. And Jack, if I'm being honest with you, if I was an illegal, I would probably answer it the same way.
Oh, well, duh.
I'm not an illegal. Born in San Diego. And I know it looks like Mexico now, but it is part of the United States.
It'll be part of Mexico again soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, Mexico's just creeping up. These agents and officers can arrest without a warrant a non-citizen who enters or is trying to enter the country illegally, according to an AIC fact sheet, and others they come across in the performance of their duties if they have probable cause to suspect they are breaking federal laws, which, by the way, coming into the country illegally is. There's a violation of federal law. Now, some of you might think, wait a minute, what about all the due process and stuff that Miranda rights not? If you come into my country illegally, you don't have rights. You have rights in your home country, not here. Sorry.
Oh, you have one right. It's to go back where you came from or else.
Get the fuck out. Now, depending on where you come into the country, you might have a right to a trip to New York. But yeah, you don't have any rights when you come in my country. I'm still down here in San Diego. Don't write us off yet. Keister, San Diego's a beautiful city. It really is, Jack. For now. Give it time. Just look at what's happened to LA. You think that's not going to come to San Diego? San Diego, a beautiful place, Jack. Beautiful.
Yeah, very expensive.
Time. Doesn't rain all that often. It's a nice place to be a homeless person.
Well, yeah. If I was homeless, I'd move to California.
I don't know why they all go to LA. That place is a shithole.
Yeah, LA sucks. You want to go to well, people are very permissive there. That's why.
I suppose so.
I don't know. Even Portland and Seattle wouldn't be that bad for a homeless person. But San Diego, way better, I would think.
Stevie just said San Diego's still better than LA. I agree for now. But that creep from LA and San Francisco is going to spread all across the state.
Yeah, I haven't been to California in a really long time, and everything I've seen, it looks so much worse.
Oh, thank you, Circus Zero. Anderson Lee Aldrich is the Colorado drag show shooter. The Pulse nightclub shooter was Omar Mateen, an American terrorist who said he did it for ISIS. Yeah, okay. Pulse is down in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just a little confusion on my part. I apologize. I should have looked it up before I just agreed with the audience. My bad. But yeah, San Diego. I still love San Diego, Jack. It really is a beautiful city. But it's not going to be for long.
Soon it'll be a very beautiful cartel-run resort town in Mexico.
If we don't get our immigration in order, border towns across the country are just going to be shit. I mean, look what they're doing to El Paso already.
Oh my God, El Paso looks horrible. Yeah, all those towns in Texas look like shit now. They look filthy. It looks like homeless encampments. They're starting to look like California.
It's what they are.
Yeah, but they're at least in California. Those are American bums.
True.
Now we're inheriting a bunch of other third world shithole homeless people.
Remember when Biden went down to El Paso? They had to clean up all that. It looked like a fucking homeless encampment there because it literally what it is. It's just an illegal homeless encampment that they pushed out of the way so the president wouldn't be standing there with his problems.
Yeah.
And look, whoever's our president, they own it. Whoever the next president is, the last president, we've not done anything real about immigration. Trump tried. He did a lot of things that helped. But the real thing we need to do is go, you know what? These deals we've made about taking care of people when they come across the border, fuck that. It's over. If you come here, you're on your own until we find you and kick you out. And if you really want to cut down on this, you need to start auditing businesses, and anybody caught hiring illegals needs to be severely punished.
Yeah. Punish the employers, make it untenable for them to to hire illegals.
Yep.
Same with landlords renting to illegals knowingly, not doing the background checks, stuff like that. Do the same thing to them and punish them severely. And I would argue, put bounties on the head of illegals and start shipping them back.
We allow for work visas. And so their nonsense of, oh, who's going to pick our fruit? A lot of the people who do that are here legally. They're on work visas.
Yeah, they're migrant workers. That's what they're called.
And then they go home.
Yeah, they work for the season and they go home. And they usually live really well down in Mexico or Honduras or Guatemala, wherever they come from. But they come here the right way. And nobody has an issue with them.
Yes. So it's not like this stuff can't still be done, that we can't still be friendly with Mexico or Honduras or Ecuador or wherever the fuck they come from.
Anywhere south of the border.
Anywhere south of the border. Just it needs to be done legally. And no more of this bullshit of, I'm oppressed in my own country. How? As soon as they go to kick them the fuck out. Get out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. We need to get rid of the dreamers too.
We need to, oh God, the dreamers. Yes, absolutely. And at the very least, we need to hold it to what it originally was. Because originally there was a starting date on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be just this group of people.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe any. No, fuck you.
No, send them all home. It's their parents' fault for bringing them. That's not our responsibility.
Yeah.
Just because you dumped a baby off on my porch doesn't mean I have to adopt it.
Thank you, Snub Earth. I work at a uni that believes in sanctuary. They apparently can fire you, and the federal won't protect you if you rat them out. I'm not shocked by that.
Sadly, neither am I.
Yeah,
that's awful, dude.
And that's why I say they always tell us they're doing the jobs Americans won't do. Well, that means somebody's paying them for it. Who?
Well, it seems to me that there used to be a different group of people that the Dems said that about, that they're doing jobs that nobody else wants to do. And it was right around 1860-ish. I don't know. I can't remember what the whole kerfuffle was about now.
Yeah, we them. My favorite. Who is the chick who? Hey, they're doing a raid. Tell your maids. Was that Chelsea Handler?
Probably. She's dumb.
They treat them like that.
Oh yeah. These to them are second-class citizens. They're not real people. That's the racism never left these people. They still have the white man's burden ingrained into their brains.
You don't want me to pay an American prices for cleaning my house, do you? I wonder with these Hollywood uppity pieces of shit, how much their bills would go up if everybody that was working for them illegally got paid at least federal minimum wage.
It would, yeah. I mean,
they would still be fine. They're rich people.
Yeah.
But they are fucking greedy as shit. You don't think that bitch was paying her, you warn your mates. You don't think she was paying her minimum wage, do you? She was giving her $5 under the table. And this is why I say, hey, go after the employers. Jack, you ever see, I'm sure you have, New Jack City?
Yeah, a while back.
In New Jack City, at the end, when Nino is up on the stand, he is the drug kingpin. But when he's defending himself, he points out something that was very true. He's like, if you want to get rid of this shit, go after the bankers. And he starts naming the names of the bankers who are laundering money for him. It's the same principle. There is in your criminal chains a certain point where you can stop it if you really want to. Like in immigration, it's the people who are hiring them. Your drug dealers, the banks who are laundering their money, they're still making their money. You're telling me the banks don't realize that this guy with no job is coming in with $100,000 at a time? Come on now. No, they turn and look the other way. They know goddamn well. Meanwhile, if you try to take out too much of your own money, they'll make you fill out a form. Fucking shitbags. How long before Dems propose a minimum wage for illegal workers? It's an interesting question. Speaking of minimum wage, Jack, you know that Trey Parker and Matt Stone bought Casa Bonita, right?
No, what's Casa Bonita?
Casa Bonita is a Mexican restaurant that they made famous in an episode of South Park.
Oh, are they going to buy Bennigan's next?
No, not as far as
Oh.
I know. But Casa Bonita, I think it had actually shut down, and they wanted to keep it open, so they bought it and they reopened it.
Nice.
And they're paying their people very well. They're paying their servers $30 an hour.
What?
Wait, some of the servers are mad about it
Why?
because they can't get tips.
So you're making $30 an hour.
Here's why. Because the dirty little secret about waiting tables, especially if you're at a massive place like that, you're going to make more than $30 an hour over the course of a year if you average it out from tips than you will from that $30 an hour.
Yeah, but that's because they're not reporting their tips on their taxes.
True, and I'm okay
It's
with that.
cash.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
well,
with
I
it.
mean, I stick to the man. You know, I'm
Fuck
fine
them,
with
yeah.
that. That's why I leave cash instead of putting it on the card. But yeah, I mean, look, I would be very happy working for $30 an hour. I understand what you're saying, but I prefer the consistent check.
I am more of the other way. I'm more about making the more money.
Yeah, but
I-
I'm not good at certain jobs, so I'd be that server. I'm telling you right now. So I'll take the $30.
But let that sink in, because they often bring up because what is it, like federal minimum wage for servers is like what, $4.25 or something
like that.
And so what most restaurants do is they pay under minimum wage, and then you get to keep all your tips. You're supposed to report all of that on your taxes, but who's going to count?
Yeah, unless it's written on the receipt. If you leave cash, they're not reporting that.
If I have to deal with people, I don't want to rely on tips. Frosted, you make a ton because you're funny. Funny will get you tips. Keep their drink full, make sure their food is out on time, and make them laugh, and they will give you a good tip.
It sounds like a lot of work, dude.
It's not that much work.
I don't know.
I just thought it was,
by Red Robin standards, you don't even need to remember the napkins.
I just like that $15 an hour was the thing they kept telling us, and these guys are like $30 an hour, and these waiters who they always use as a fucking example of how fucked up the system is. They're like, nah, bruh. Take me back down to that $4.25.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get it if it's in their best interest. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like, whatever.
But again, that's what they never talk about in that, is that tips, these guys, yeah, they're not making that $4.25 bullshit. All right, next up we have TikTok allows Mexican cartels to post help wanted ads for human smugglers. Is this related to that guy we read about earlier? Is this how he found out his kidnapping job?
I don't know, but I linked the two like right next to each other because I thought maybe it'd be fun to connect them like that.
Yeah, they seem like they might be. This week I had the opportunity to ride along with the Kinney County Sheriff's Department. Kinney County, Texas is a hotspot for human smuggling, facilitated by the cartels. High-speed chases, rollovers, and witnessing graphic death are a regular occurrence for deputies in Kinney County. While riding with Deputy Molinar, a veteran deputy from Kinney County, you don't have to keep saying Kinney County.
Apparently, you can't say deputy, so...
Well, that's because he keeps saying Kinney County, and I was getting ready for it again. I had a rant to go on. Fuck. We don't think you're talking... You've been talking about Kinney County. You don't have to tell me he's a deputy from there. I'm not going to guess that he's from fucking New York County, or I don't know any other counties. Learn to fucking write. A veteran deputy from Kinney County, he informed me how cartels are advertising smuggling jobs for Americans. I wonder if I could get one of those.
You probably could.
I can drive a little bit. I mean, how hard can it be?
Apparently, it's pretty easy.
What I would do, Jack, is I get myself a station wagon, right?
I don't
And
know. I think Border Patrol just give you a van.
I put a piece of plywood in there that they can hide under, and on top of it, I'm gonna put a little bit of dirt and some seeds, and I'm gonna say I have a roving garden. I learned it from Chop. They'll never think to look under a garden. I'm just saying. He showed me one example of an ad on TikTok, and within minutes of looking for myself, I found more than a dozen ads that were blatantly advertising smuggling jobs for the cartel. As a cartel, guys, you got money, I'll take it. What kind of criminal activities do you need done? Give me a call. We'll discuss it. I have limits. I'm just saying. I realized one had an information label from TikTok that read, "Participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt." They're putting warning labels on smuggling jobs on TikTok. That's fucking wonderful.
You gotta put trigger warning on for the soft-hearted.
Oh my god. That's fucking awesome. As you'll see, the video with this label is very obvious example of human smuggling and even shows the process of smuggling migrants past Border Patrol, chats between the smuggler and the organization, and then the reward that comes after. How much money you get from this? Jack, I'm Poe.
It would be that much.
It's got to be a lot.
Nah. I mean, you're hiring people on TikTok, for God's sake. What are you gonna get? Some Chinese labor camp kid?
I mean,
you get a bunch of fucking idiot lefties that'll work for weed money.
I'm telling you that because they're hiring Americans, right? Maybe they're trying to hire other illegals like that. That last nice gentleman who took care of those 14 kidnap victims. Yeah. But I mean, if you're hiring Americans, you got to make it worth their while.
I don't know.
Oh, you can make a lot. They work from tips. They work off tips from the victims. He says illegals, but I'm saying victims. TikTok is well known for being the platform with some of the strictest censorship. It depends on what you mean.
Yeah, this is a Chinese weapon. They're going to, of course, encourage people to break into our country, weaken us further.
Frosted Glass says, "Hey, I found a job that'll take they, them people."
Call back.
Oh, good God. I don't know that there's much more to read in this other than fuck. All right, man. TikTok, in all honesty, I'm not into illegal stuff. YouTube, I'm not into illegal stuff. Cartels, call me. Just saying. They got money to spend.
Right.
And I like money.
I like money, but sounds like work.
Do I like it enough to go to federal prison? No. That's why I would get into illegal smuggling, because that'll never fucking happen. Jack, I'm going to get into the illegal smuggling operations, and I'm going to become non-binary.
I'm making you going to smuggle baloney?
I'm going to no, that you'll actually go to jail for. Smuggling people they don't give a shit about, but be careful with that baloney.
Oh, God. Gross-ass Mexican baloney all warm in someone's car. Ugh.
Drug mules are in high demand. I don't want to be a drug mule. No. That is something you will go to federal prison for. Sneaking people into the country illegally, I mean, they'll have a parade for you for that.
That makes me sad that that's accurate.
Show me where I'm wrong. I know what federal law says, but show me where I'm fucking wrong. Ban on recording without consent is unconstitutional. U.S. court rules. Ooh.
This is, I think, a big one.
An Oregon law that forbids recording in public without consent runs afoul of U.S. Constitution First Amendment. A U.S. court has ruled. Of course it does. You're in public. You don't have a right to any privacy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oregon Law 165-540, first enacted in 1955 and subsequently broadened to bar secret recording of conversation is unconstitutional, Judge Sandra Ikuda, a George W. Bush appointee, writing for the majority in a 2-1 ruling, said, exceptions to the problem include recording at public meetings, such as city council hearings, while a felony that endangers human life is being committed, and by law enforcement officers while performing their jobs. The law is content-based because certain groups, such as law enforcement officers, are treated different than others. That means it has to be narrowly tailored for a compelling governmental interest or survive a test known as strict scrutiny. If you're in public and people are recording, welcome to the world.
Yeah, especially if you're a civil servant in the course of your job. Cops have no expectation of privacy when they're doing their jobs. Same with city councilmen. They shouldn't be protected like this. You're in public.
I'll go further and say single party consent states that should be illegal.
Why?
Because it's a conversation. You have no right to privacy there. You're talking to another person.
I think you're thinking about two-party consent.
No,
single party is if we're talking, only I have to know.
Yeah. Sorry. In that conversation, the one that two-party consent, where you have to get the other person permission to record them as you're talking. Fuck you. The only place that should be applicable is anywhere else that you do have a right to privacy, like say talking to a lawyer, talking to your doctor.
Yeah. If you're talking to your doctor or lawyer, that makes sense. But if I'm like calling you while I'm banging some whore, that's my fault.
And look, I don't record people. I can't imagine too many situations where I would do that. But fuck you. You know you're on the phone with me.
I don't like doing extra work, but I mean, like what? I'm not Crowder or anything where I'm going to record conversations with my friends. That's weird.
Oh shit, we didn't talk about Crowder. We should do that in a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just assume I'm being recorded all the time. Like I kind of have the feeling right now that I'm being recorded. Like there's other people listening to us, but whatever.
Danger says, what about confessing a crime to a priest? Same thing. I mean, if it's something that in normal life is protected, like that is, then you're fine. But because you have and as long as you have an expectation of privacy, fine. Like if you started with the call with, I don't want to be recorded, and they lie to you and say, okay, I'm not recording it, and then you have the conversation, then I think that's fucked up. But if you just call your mom and she records it because she thinks you're an asshole and then she plays it for the internet, I'm okay with that. I don't care about any two-party consent bullshit. Just saying. Anyway, Oregon does not have a compelling interest in protecting people's privacy in public places, the majority ruled. Even if it did, the law is not tailored enough because Oregon has other laws that cover privacy concerns, such as a law allowing tort lawsuits by people who are recorded without consent. I don't think that's right either. If you're in public, why would you have any expectation of privacy? Now, I understand the world has changed, right?
Yeah.
We've come a long way from when that law was written in 1955, which I'm guessing they did in response to television becoming a thing. Everybody has a camera now at all times.
Yeah, and if you're out in public doing something stupid or your wiener falls out of your pants or something, look, that sucks, but life happens. Sometimes you're caught on film picking your nose or something. Whatever, deal with it. Don't do stupid shit on purpose in public, and you won't have to worry about it.
And especially in a place like Oregon, I mean, this is used to try to keep people from recording Antifa.
Yes.
Fuck
that
them.
Was exactly what I thought of when I saw Oregon.
Now, the current law does allow for felonies, so you can record that. So pretty much you can record them at all times.
Yeah, well, they have the weird ability to manifest trash fires around them.
Look, man, if you see somebody from Antifa and they're not in the process of having sex with a kid, I guarantee you they're thinking about it.
Yeah, Yeah.
So
and
record them
they've
constantly.
probably got a child on their wiener at some point,
Yeah,
and they're trying to burn something at the same time.
They're fucking shitty people. And no, sorry, if you're in public, you're in public.
Yeah, you don't like it? Don't go out in public very often.
Or don't do anything you'd be embarrassed by.
Yeah, which for me, it's not that easy.
It's very easy for me. I have no shame, Jack.
I know. I'm a little jealous of that sometimes.
You know, it worked out well, especially like with my issues. Like, I should be embarrassed by that fall I took today, but I'm actually amused by it. If somebody
Oh.
saw that most people get embarrassed when they fall or trip or anything, like, I think it's funny. So maybe it's God just tailoring it my body to myself, whatever gods exist out there.
Ooh.
Like, he'll be able to take this. He'll think it's funny. Just saying. Yeah, don't worry so much. People don't care about you. They might one time mention to you, yeah, I saw this guy trip. It's fine. Steven Crowder, we got to talk about him just briefly. Because what a piece of shit. Sorry, guys. I fuck Steven Crowder. He might say things I agree with, Jack, and he does often. But everything we've found out over the last year or so about this guy, he's just a piece of shit.
I'm glad you're coming around to my view on this.
I never really looked at any kind of personal life of the guy before. But from what we saw from Dave Landau giving us the lowdown on how he actually treats employees, the video of him arguing with his wife, and more specifically, the follow-up where he addressed it.
Yeah.
And he said, because of this, I'm going to ask the judge to release everything so we can just put it out there in the public. Now, why is that important? Well, Candace Owens let this go because Candace can't let this go. She is still very annoyed at the fact that Steven Crowder basically blamed her for his divorce going public.
And kind of said that she tried to extort him.
Yeah. And she just like, what? Nobody knew about his divorce. Nobody cared until it becomes this thing. And that he did. He could have kept his fucking mouth shut. Nobody would have gave a shit. But we find out all this extra stuff about him. And then he tells us, I'm going to get this all public. And instead, in a recent court filing, he tried to get what little is public shut down. Man comes out and says, I'm going to try to get it all public. And instead, what he does is try to get it all shut down. Now, why? Well,
Now,
two reasons.
Why would he go ahead and say to all his viewers, I'm going to push for all this to be released, and then turn around and try and get a lot more stuff held back from the public?
Well, that's a good question, Jack. And the answer to that is the internet has a short memory. And he knows that nobody was paying attention to it. Had you been paying attention to it?
No, not till I stumbled on that Candace Owens clip.
Nobody was paying any attention to it, and he knew it would just go away. And a year from now, somebody go, what about the court stuff? And he'd be like, oh, that didn't work out right, and just move on with his life.
Yeah, nobody would have looked into it.
No
But
harm, no foul.
if he hadn't pissed off Candace Owens, he probably would have got away with that too. There were a couple people I've heard talk about this, but not many.
So, yeah, Jeff says, haven't watched in a while. I haven't watched Crowder since before they went on their Christmas break, back when Dave was still on the show. It wasn't even, I mean, we have the Daily Wire thing that blew up that really, really annoyed me. And I know there's still people who think I'm wrong on that. I'm right. But that is what really started showing me his true colors. He was taking a swipe at the Daily Wire for no fucking reason. None. There was no reason to do that.
Oh, sure, there was self-promotion.
And so he takes his big ass swipe at them. He gets his nice Rumble contract, and good on him for making his money, I guess. But then he takes this weird ass shot at Candace Owens instead of just coming out and going, you know, guys, I didn't look the best in that video. I'm ashamed of how I treated my wife there. It was wrong. I had my own issues going on at the time, and that's not an excuse for how I treated her there, because it really wasn't. And instead, he's like, look, You guys just don't know what's going on. I'm going to get it all so you can see it. And then radio silence as he tries to get it suppressed. Steven, all you're doing is proving everybody right about what a dickhead you are.
Yeah. And two-faced at that.
Oh, God, yeah.
I dropped the link to the Candace Owen video. So if you guys want to watch it, it's like 5 minutes long. It's an excerpt from her show.
Now, look, if Steven Crowder invited me on his show, I'd go, Jack. Because I want the clout. And I'd tell him that, too. I'd be like, dude, I'm only here because I want the clout. But, yeah, I won't be watching this show anymore. Fuck that guy. What a piece of shit. Anyhow, moving along. What do we have up next here? Did we do this one already? No. Okay. Oh, son of a bitch. Jack. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. CDC gives guidance for trans people chest feeding kids accused of failing to consider possible health risks. All right. I don't know where this is going, but I want to say biological men, chest feeding. A stupid fucking euphemism. They're not actually passing hormones on to the kids unless you can suck hormones off of a man nipple. Unless they're excreting it through their skin, because men can't fucking breastfeed. And yes, I know, but one time the stuff leaked out of a dude's titty. I get that, but it wasn't milk.
It wasn't something a baby should drink.
Right. And the women who are taking massive amounts of testosterone and breastfeeding are ridiculously incompetent people who need to take better care of their kids.
Yeah. I did see an article. I didn't get a chance to read it or verify it that it's a good source about oh shit, what was it? I want to get it right. It's kind of along the same lines as this. People are trying to get away with the dumbest fucking shit. I just don't get it. Like breastfeeding. Oh, it was a guy wanted a pregnancy test because he's trans.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? First of all, you're just gonna pee on a stick, dude. You can do that for free. There's lots of sticks outside in the woods.
This is so weird,
man.
So it says that the CDC has issued guidance, and then there's a link, right? That link goes to Joe Rogan says trans women competing in sports has become forced compliance. Just fucking stop. What the fuck does that have to do with the CDC? Why didn't you link the CDC, you fucking assholes?
I think they put the wrong link in there.
No, the fucking news outlets, all of them are doing this now. When they put in links, it's almost always just another one of their stories, often completely unrelated to the story itself.
That's
like
such bullshit.
They might do something like this, like the Hunter Biden laptop was found in New York or in Delaware, or whatever, and they'll have Hunter Biden highlighted, and then you click on it, and it'll say Hunter Biden likes to bang hookers. So it's still about Hunter Biden. It's just not about the story that you're reading, and it's fucking disgusting. News organizations, you're making me not click your links anymore. Anyway, Center for Disease Control and Prevention official website published advice for trans and non-binary individuals on seeking guidance on how to chest feed their infants. In sections of the major health institute's guidance on breastfeeding, it contained information for those who have had much of their breasts removed in gender reassignment surgeries. I'm not reading that next line. Or biological men taking hormones to grow breasts on how to feed their newborn children. That section should be 2 words. You can't. That's it. You can't. If you are a biological male with an infant attached to your nipple, you are a pedophile. You are having a child suck on your tit for your own kink. Period. End of story. However, several doctors criticize the guidance, not simply because the CDC has appeared to guide biological men in how to breastfeed, but because they claim the CDC has failed to gauge the risk posed to children drinking milk produced by chemicals used in gender reassignment medical operations. In the CDC website section on health. Oh, wait. Is this the actual link now? Let's see. Load up, bitch. No, this is one that urges the use of chest feeding and parent milk in new guidance. See, it's
Parent
kind of
milk.
related, Jack. It's just not related to the actual story. It's not the link to the thing we're talking about.
Parent milk. Gross. That sounds
Parent milk.
like, oh, let me go wipe my cooter because you left your parent milk in me. Ugh.
Parent milk sounds like your parents should be arrested.
Yeah. That really sounds like you getting the babysitter to lick your wife's cooter after you finish dinner.
In the CDC website section on health equity considerations, found under its infant and young child feeding toolkit. All right. Sorry, guys. I have to look this up. Jack, do you have the story up by chance?
No, I closed it because I was looking at something else. Let me.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. I wanted to. All right, here we are. We're going to switch to this one. Instead of reading about it, we'll go back to that maybe. Infant and young child feeding and emergencies toolkit. Natural disasters such as hurricane. This isn't what I'm looking for.
Yes, it is. You just don't know it.
If we weren't on the air, it would be a lot easier to just go through and eventually find the goddamn thing. Seriously, news sites, I fucking hate you and the way you link now. I'm going to go on a fucking rant about this. A link should be to something that you're talking about. It should be a source. Having a link to, here's another story where we mentioned a word. Fuck you. Fuck you right in both holes. And I mean that even if you're a man. You need to get fucked in the urethra.
Ugh.
With a big dick. In the scene. Look, man, they already dumb enough. They dumb people down by giving them half-assed information. And the one saving grace they ever had was at least linking to the fucking source. And now they don't do that because they know they don't have to. No, nobody's even going to click this fucking link. We've taught them to be retarded.
Well, I mean, are they wrong?
No, not for most people. Most people, that must be a link that says that. Sorry, transgender, non-binary gender individuals may give birth and breastfeed or feed at the chest. Breastfeed or feed at the chest.
As opposed to feeding where? At the elbow?
No, at the penis, because that's where they put these kids' mouths next.
That's kind of what I was afraid you were going to say.
It also stated that the gender identity or expression of transgender individuals is different from their sex at birth. Oh, at least they didn't say assigned at birth.
Yeah.
The gender identity of non-binary gendered. What the fuck is a non-binary gendered? Literally non-binary means it's not one of the genders, you fucking retards. You can't even use your own goddamn made-up language right.
Well, let's face it, it's way too complicated nonsense.
This is a very X-rated stream today. Is it?
We have been swearing quite a bit.
Is it because I said get fucked with a big dick? Sorry about that.
Maybe it's because you said cunt a lot earlier.
Well, that was, yeah. In this case, I can't help it. Our media pisses me off, and them making people dumber is just I don't know, maybe it's always like this. No, it's not always like this. But there's certain shows. Well, yeah, sure. This is actually not that bad. This is just us using our words. Where are we at here? The gender identity of non-binary gendered individuals does not fit neatly into either man or woman because it's made up. Under the CDC website section on breastfeeding, specifically an entry covering breastfeeding for those who've undergone breast surgery, the Institute mentioned chest feeding. CDC posed the question, can transgender parents who have breast surgery breastfeed or chest feed their infants? It responded yes, followed by an explanation. Some transgender parents who have had top surgery may wish to breastfeed or chest feed. The CDC states healthcare providers working with these families should be familiar with medical, emotional, and social aspects of gender transition to provide optimal family-centered care and meet the nutritional needs of the infant. Okay. If you have your breast completely removed, a la Ellen Page, you're not going to be able to breastfeed. You know all that tissue they took away? They ended up taking out the mammary glands that make the fucking milk, retards.
Yeah.
Jack, you ever seen a woman who breastfeeds, how her breasts swell up?
Yeah.
They actually swell up and they will overflow, and they have to wear little pads in the front of their bra to keep it from getting milk all over it. When you cut that all away, there's no place for the milk, you dumbass. Jack, this is just kink. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, this is weird fetish shit.
The post added that these transgender parents may need help with maximizing milk production. Well, let me help you out there. Grocery store. That's where you're getting your milk now because you cut off your titty. I don't know what to tell you. Welcome to your decisions.
Oh, if it is not the consequences of my own actions.
Supplementing with pasteurized donor human milk or formula, medication to induce lactation, or avoiding medications that inhibit lactation, suppressing lactation for those choosing not to breastfeed or chest feed, and finding appropriate lactation management support, peer support, and or emotional support. By the way, these are some of the same people who went to social media companies to tell you can't say things because they declared them to be wrong. CDC is mentioned specifically in that suit in Missouri versus Biden. Don't worry. You can trust what they say. In fact, I have to agree with them or I can get kicked off of YouTube.
Yes, we would never disagree with that.
I 100% agree that a man with no way of producing milk can feed a child from his boobie.
Absolutely. To say anything else would go against the cultural touchstone of our time and the science.
Hey, we're on the right side of history here, Jack.
We are. The right side of history is the only side.
I also agree that a woman who has cut off all the ability to make milk can still do it. Because I live in fantasy land now.
Yeah, well,
we all do.
We kind of have to.
It's the world around us, and I don't know what to make of that. Oh my goodness. Are you trying to make the audience cry with this next one?
Yes.
I don't know how well it's going to work out because it is on my internet, so it's going to be choppy as fuck. Will you throw the link?
Course.
It's the second to last one for him.
Yeah.
All right. I just read the top there. It's a daughter welcoming home daddy. You're gonna try to make me cry on this motherfucker.
Well, I gotta do a yo-yo of emotions, or it's not funny to me. Oh, before you do that, thank you, Frosted Glass. Monkey made the mistake of asking what a non-binary gender was when the expert of made-up genders was in the chat. So here's an example. And he gave me a link. Oh, for Christ's sake, Frosted. Hang on. Zrill flux. XIRL flux. It's a subset of non-binary flux that is the most a girl, GXRL, but experiences fluctuating intensities of that gender. For example, Shrill flux person's experience of gender may be a gross self 50% of the time, gender null 25% of the time, and a mix of the two in between and or around those, the intensity can fluctuate over any period of time. It was coined by somebody whose name I can't pronounce in 2019 and has a flag that looks like an ice cream bar.
Oh, this is fucking nonsense, man. It's asinine. I'm sorry. You can't flux between things. I want to talk to one of these non-binary people who have the near gender fluid thing, because that's basically what they were talking about, right?
Yeah.
I've been asking this of the trans community for a while, but these people should have the goods for me, right? What does it feel like to be a man, and what does it feel like to be a woman? Because if you feel yourself fluctuating between the two, you should be able to answer to me what each one is. You should be able to tell me how you change from feminine to masculine and what that change is.
The one time I asked somebody, they came up with a bunch of nonsense that was the typical circular argument crap they give and never really answered the question. It's like,
No,
well,
I need to know.
feel very masculine most days because
Yeah,
I like to do boy things.
But what does that mean exactly? Do you think doing boy?
Explain it.
Do you think a woman who enjoys watching football, typically a masculine thing, is being masculine in that moment?
Yes, they do believe that.
Women can't enjoy sports. I know lots of women who enjoy sports.
Yeah, tomboys are a real thing.
Not even tomboys, lady, you know, the most ladylike ladies.
I'm saying, like, even if you take it to the extreme, like Ellen Page was effectively a tomboy. She didn't describe anything of actually being masculine, and that's the most they can go to is being a tomboy.
But what you described, I mean, I've heard that argument before. Sometimes I like boy stuff. Okay, but what exactly is boy stuff? Because, like I said, I know the most ladylike ladies, Jack, and you put them in on the couch on Sunday, their team is on, and they become beast. Like shit, where as a guy, I'm like, bitch, calm down. It's just a game. That didn't make her masculine in that moment. She just likes football.
Yeah, so passionate.
Yeah, I'm not going to accept that answer. I need the feeling, because that's what I feel like a man. I feel like, what does that fucking mean?
Oh, they can't answer that one.
Nope, they can't, because they're full of shit. At least with the trans thing, Jack, with gender dysphoria is not I feel like a woman when you're born a man. It's I dislike my body.
Yeah, but they don't. Most of these people don't have gender dysphoria.
Yeah, and the idea is that it must be the wrong body because I hate this one. And that's not the same as I'm actually a girl. Because you can never know what it feels like to be a woman unless you are one, and biologically one. Fuck. I'm getting angry. It's been angry at the end of the show here. Sorry about that, guys.
You should watch that video again. Jeez.
Oh, we didn't actually watch it. You got into that thing.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I was looking at the other screen.
No, you're reading a donation. That's the right thing to do.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It just pissed me off, so I took the baby down because I didn't want to be swearing over a child.
Well.
No, I need one of these gender fluid people to come talk to me because I need this explained. And yeah, I'm not going to accept. Sometimes I like sports because that just makes you retarded.
Yeah, no, they'll do you need to do your research. It's not my job to educate you crap. And then they'll talk about their feelings and basically just describe tomboy behavior.
Jack, you know the store Target, right?
Yes, I have been to a Target before. Target
has a toy section.
They do.
Target used to label their toys boy, girls, and boy toys and girl toys.
Uh-huh.
God damn. They were labeled. This is the pink section. This is where girl toys are. And they got rid of that because there's no such thing as boy and girl toys. Every kid can play with all of them. But now the transgender argument comes along, and suddenly we have boy and girl things again. Although they're not boy and girl, because sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like I have nuts, sometimes I don't. And it's just a mumbo jumbo of bullshit.
Yeah.
And the CDC is grabbing onto this shit. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is writing about men breastfeeding.
Yes. Yes, they're latching on to all these goofy notions. This is very damaging for society in the long term.
It's retarded. It's regressive.
Oh, absolutely.
If this were 200 years ago, we'd call it fucking witchcraft. Maybe 400.
No, I think 200 years ago they probably would have said, "Yeah, this is some weird demon shit."
Oh, fuck. I have a headache now. All right, let's watch this video and maybe it'll be nicer. Oh, did you hear that little hello?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, look at that hug.
ese papá es mío.
Aw.
Oh. ¡Qué emoción! ¡Qué emoción! ¡Qué emoción!
That's cute. That's adorable. You threw that link into chat, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. And what's this? Is this one we already looked at?
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're all done.
Uh-huh.
That wraps it up on a cute little video. I like watching the homecoming videos of troops and stuff coming home. They get me in the throat, Jack. Get that knot. I don't cry. I get a little misty sometimes, but I don't actually cry.
Bubba said, I don't come here for wholesome things. Well, I got to mix it up sometimes because shit gets kind of dark. We talked about a mass shooter, crappy legislation, all kinds of bad stuff today. Mystery cocaine in the White House.
Ebony points out it was needed. It really was, because this. Look, I enjoyed the show. It was a good show, but yes, there's some anger in my heart right now.
Yeah, and quite frankly, Rome Girl's been slacking on her content. So
this nonsense, the chest feeding one especially, because this has been going all around the last couple of days for reasons I can't fucking understand.
Bonus Hole's got all fired up about it.
You're a grown ass man with a baby sucking on your nipple. I'm fairly certain that breaks laws. Several.
Yeah, I would think.
Stubber, thank you. The breastfeeding thing put me in a foul mood. Have you seen iDubbbz drama? Of course I have, of course. iDubbbz, I don't know if you saw, Jack, were you here when we talked about it? His boxing thing did not work out the way he wanted it to.
Oh, did he lose or something?
Well, they had this creator clash, and it was for charity. And instead of the charities making any money, the event actually lost $250,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because this charity event, he paid the boxers $20,000 each, which I'm very curious. Did him and his wife get $20,000 each?
Did they both box?
Yes.
Probably.
So did he profit himself off of this? Hopefully he wasn't dumb enough to just do this in his name. There's some LLC or something attached to it.
I would hope so.
But yeah, it really tanked. And he did a 24-hour stream earlier today. Last I saw, he'd raised $140,000, I think it was.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's still in the hole though.
Yeah, well.
Look, I commend him for trying to get the money to charity. But dude, how did you fuck this up that bad?
Yeah, it sounds like mistakes were made.
Tons of mistakes, Jack. He had more boxers than this first one, because the first one was actually successful. They were actually able to give money to charities. But he brought in more boxers, so he had to pay more people. He he rented out a hotel for them. He went to a bigger venue, and then he turns around and pisses everybody off by kicking Froggy Fresh off because he dares be friends with Sam Hyde, who insulted iDubbbz's whore wife. Yeah.
That does not seem like a good move.
It was really stupid. But yeah, of course I've been paying attention to that. There's also that guy, and I keep forgetting his name, who just came out and told the whole world that his wife took a wiener. And apparently she does OnlyFans stuff too, Jack, but it had always been with women. But after a year of talking, he decided to let her take a big old dark wiener. And he's mad that the internet is calling him a cuck.
But he is.
I was referring to his wife spilling skeletons. Thank you, Snubbers. No, I hadn't seen that yet. Adam, yes, Adam, that's the guy. Adam 22 from the No Jumper podcast. Is that what it's called? For reasons that I'm guessing because it was done for for OnlyFans, so people were going to find out anyway. But he comes out and just announces this on a stream. I'm like, okay.
That's iDubbbz's wife?
No. This was Adam 22.
Adam 22's wife?
Yeah. iDubbbz's wife, as far as I know, when she did her OnlyFans, it was only her. Yeah, she just, nastied herself up. But yeah, this dude who comes out and tells the whole world that he's a cuck is mad because people called him a cuck. And then, this is funny as shit. I probably have it saved still. Doo-doo-doo. All right, this is how I wind down with fucking drama, Jack. Where is my old friend? There he is. Fugi, if you're out there, I love you, my friend. I fucking love you. There's a whole thread that Fugi made about this. I'm going to throw it into chat for people who want to read more into it. I just want to show you the end of the thread, Jack, because this Adam 22 dude, after talking all kinds of shit with people on Twitter, he and his wife have a discussion, and somebody had pointed out that she took her wedding ring off for the scene.
Of course.
Oh yeah. And they have an explanation for that, you see.
They're separating.
She says, I see you guys noting that I took my wedding ring off. Wouldn't it have been more disrespectful if I kept my wedding ring on during the scene? And Adam responds, I was fine with him rearranging your intestines, but taking off the ring is where I draw the line. And then she says this, I didn't want it to touch another man's penis. Actually, that's an eggplant. Yeah. It would be disrespectful for that ring to touch another penis, but go ahead and stick it in my mouth.
I'd be vastly more upset that she had it in her holes.
No shit. I'd be mad that it was in her hand, but you tell me it was in her holes, and then we have a real problem.
Right?
Then we have a divorce lawyer problem. But hey, after a year, she talked him into letting her take a big old dark wiener. I don't know why it had to be dark.
It always ends up being a black dude.
But she took her first BBC, you guys. So good on you, Adam. He's trying to defend this thing like he's in one of his posts. He's doing bench presses. He says it takes a strong man to let your wife bang another dude. Like, nah, it takes kind of a bitch, actually.
Did he pee on her too?
Well, he's like, hey, I get to bang women all the time. All right, so you guys are dirty little shitbags, but now the whole world knows what your wife does. Don't people have any kind of couth anymore?
No.
You know what? If I'm him, I would rather leak out rather than just come out and announce it to the whole world. Have you? I'm guessing you haven't seen the clip of him announcing it.
No, but I have no doubt that something leaked out.
Probably all over his couch. Yeah, he comes on his show and he goes, "Okay, guys, I have an important announcement." And the other guys on the show are like, "Oh, are you leaving the show?" He's like, "No. After being with whatever the fuck her name is for 7 years," he goes, "Wait a minute, this isn't the breakup. This isn't the breakup. I know it sounded like that, but no. After being with her for 7 years, we've talked for the last year, and on her OnlyFans, she had sex with a man."
So your wife's a whore.
Why are you telling the world this? Most of the people who are going to get that video are only going to get it so they can take clips of it and send it to you just to piss you off.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyhow, guys, we're going to wrap up there with a couple of cucks. I have no evidence that Ian iDubbbz is a cuck. He is a douchebag, though. So a douchebag and a cuck is how we're going to leave the show tonight because it seems appropriate.
One suspected, one confirmed.
You gaming with Satsu tonight? No. Well, if you mean like after this show, no. Satsu should have his ass in bed. He's got a kid. But if we're playing tomorrow, I don't know. There's some things beyond our control that is kept us made it so we didn't stream last night. Before that, it was the kids. Why do cucks always tell us they're cucks? Because they're cucks.
Because it's a fetish for them.
It's even more humiliating if it's done publicly. But anyway, I was with the family, Jack, and then the night before last just couldn't. And then last night, it's nothing bad, but it's not my business to tell people what happened. I promise you, it's nothing bad, but it is beyond our control at the moment. So whether or not we'll be doing it tonight, I can't say for sure. It's up in the air, guys. I apologize. I wish I could be more direct with you about it. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Remember, if you go to the White House, take your cocaine with you.
When you leave.
No, the whole time. Just keep it with you the whole time.
Yeah, don't leave your coke around. Hunter will find it and he'll be like, "This is mine now."
He'll try to eat. He'll put it on spaghetti. That was a funny joke.
It was.
I'm proud of myself for that one. Thank you guys for the donations. You guys are so amazing. You keep us going and we appreciate it. Keep my lights on and my belly full. You guys are wonderful. Not like Adam's wife, belly full, but fed. Oh, I'm on a roll now.
Apparently.
Shouldn't be stopping the show when I'm on a roll. God damn. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop a link to a video. But as always, thank you guys so much for the donations. You're awesome. We appreciate all the support you guys give us.
Bubba, you around? I know I saw you there. Did you want a game tonight? I know you were working last night, right? He's unemployed now.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I don't mind saying that because he said it in chat the other day. Where he's been working for quite a while, his last day was yesterday. So we weren't able to do it then because normally he doesn't work that day, but for some reason for his last day, they're like, fuck you. I don't know.
Wow, that sucks.
I honestly don't know how well or how it went down, but yeah, he has left his job. So now we have more time to play. So we'll be over there over here, I guess is the right way to say it, on YouTube, on Ranting Monkey Games. Bubba, did we do one of those shows over here yet? I don't know why my voice just did that.
You hit puberty on stream?
On stream. My balls just dropped. They hit the floor.
Well, the link to your gaming channel is in the description.
It is indeed. Jack, we have a little pool for the kids, right? But there's not a good place in my yard to get a lot of warmth to it. So it stays a little cold. It's not horrible, but it's a little cold. And we were in it the other day because it was hot as fuck. And I was trying to get used to the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing in there and it's just below my knee. And I kind of start to lean down and my balls hit that water. And it's like, I'm not sitting down. And that's when I realized that is the real purpose of testicles. It's not to propagate the species. It's to keep men from sitting in cold water.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that.
It's not really a response kind of thing. It's just to take it in and realize that I'm right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. I mean that sincerely. You're great. Anybody tells you different, give them the finger and grab them by the pussy. have a good day. We'll talk to you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
I should sing a song tonight about something that uplifts, but I can't because I live in this fucking world and it all sucks. Okay, not all of it. I like titties.